What's up? It's every other Wednesday night here on Three Star Draw. It means it is time for the Backyard Battlefield. I'm down south 77, Three Star Draw, and with me is my brother to the north.
Chris Jokro, what's going on, everybody?
Did you finally get to hear
Yep,
it?
I did. I finally
Oh,
got to
I'm
hear,
s-
but I am having some static in my headset, but I am coming to you tonight from a brand new computer.
Yay. Hang on,
Yay.
I got one more for that. Hold
Uh,
on.
thank you.
I'm glad to see you get that thing set up and you're learning the ropes with it. It's first stream with it, right?
Yeah, it's on my table right now in front of me. I have everything on standby in case it goes down, but we're there. And I could see the chat for the first time in forever without having to dabble on it.
And it is all charged, right? All that other stuff.
Oh God damn it, no. Yeah, I know it's fine. It's plugged. How
All
are
right.
you?
I'm all right, man. It's just Wednesday, and Wednesday today was a if there was a way you could look up typical Tennessee winter weather, it would have been a picture of today. It was gray and funky all day, rained this morning, and then the temperature started dropping. And not long before dark, you could actually see blue sky and started blowing in some cold ass air. It's going to be a cold few days and weekend here for us. But other than that, man, not too bad. I finally dried off from work and got in the house. So, how are you doing? What is I always like to ask how the weather is up in Canada where you're at? Still got snow?
Uh I mean it's trying to melt today. It was warmer. It was in the pluses today over zero, like +5 today. So we were, out and about. But yeah, you'll get some of what we've been going through the last couple of weeks and then it'll pass. But yeah, aside from that, things are all right. Like I said, just medical appointments and jazz like that. So I'm retired, so I get bored pretty easy.
You get so bored you make doctor's appointments just to pass the time.
That's right. And I'm like, what do you think this is? What about this?
Look at this mole I just noticed. Check it out.
Hey, healthcare system. He'll be like, sir, that's your left hand. I'm like, I know, but what do you think of it?
Yeah. How's it look to you? It's just taking advantage of that healthcare system. You just go for the hell of it.
Should it crack when I do this?
So what do you have you picked up any toys or anything? Usually actually before we do that, let's say hi to the chat because that might ramble and we got a few people here. So I'll ask you that in a second.
Yes.
Let's see. Stanley Eberhard was here at 7:45 this morning saying replay crew. So welcome Stanley whenever you come back. Got Shane here, same time toys. What's up?
What's going on?
Let's see. Derek Holloman. Good evening, everyone. What's up, Derek? We got Checkpoint Bravo, Turk Murphy's Toy Solutions. What's up, Turk?
What's going on, Turk?
We got Steve Martin is here. Sup, peoples? What's up, Steve?
Steve.
Let's see. Got Liquid Identity teleporting in, saying good evening, gents. What's up? I almost said LQ. It'd be LI, wouldn't it? Let's see.
Yeah. Identity. Sorry, took me a second.
Yeah.
There's only one Q.
The
What's
hell,
going on?
the hell are you talking about?
Mhm.
Let's see. Progressive thumbnail, Bobby Wald says, looks like you're tug of warring with the tick with no fillers on his
That
head.
was it. You're
Feelers.
right. I kind of wondering what I was looking at, and it felt like a cross between the Michelin Man and something else, and it's the tick. You're right.
I'm gonna show here in a little bit the probably do that pretty quickly. The base thumbnail that it give me at first, and I worked on
Yeah.
it some
Yeah.
more. Yeah, I sent it to you. Oh, let's see. Derek Holloman saying had 7 inches of snow last weekend. Let's see.
The dirty joke. I'll leave it. Yeah.
Let's see. Turk saying blowed in the cold here today. Yeah, you got it before I did. Crow sent the cold weather to us. It come from Canada.
Yeah, because I sent out the first round. Like I sent out two packages last week down to I think Carolina and somewhere else, like from the giveaways. And it must have caught the draft of those packages moving so fast. The guys got them in like 5 days. So if I go to the post office tomorrow and I mail the last two, which is the plan, you guys should get another weekend of cold after this one.
Oh, great. Actually, it is supposed to be cold most of next week here. So I think we have our first chance of a frozen precip on next like Tuesday or Wednesday or something like that.
I-
We have gotten
Wow.
we've gotten no snow yet this year. No, we'll probably get
Well-
it all in February.
And I mean, just to be clear, do you guys bother putting snow tires on your cars, or do you just go with all season radials?
Most everybody here has all season or like overly aggressive, almost mud tires, but not quite. Like all terrain, I guess. But aggressive tread.
Snow tires is not a thing for you.
No, we don't. If you went to a tire shop here and asked for snow tires, they would look at you like your head was on fire. Maybe like in the upper eastern part of Tennessee, like close to Virginia.
Yeah.
They get more than we do up there in the Appalachians. So maybe up there, but definitely not here.
Yeah, I mean, it's not surprising. It's kind of like I'm trying to picture that world where you don't feel like a fool to put your snow tires on. Like if I went a winter without snow tires out here and I went off the road once, everybody would be like, well, you're the idiot that didn't put snow tires on for 4 months. You're 5 months as long as the winter is here. So down there, did it and the snowfall sounds like everybody going off the road is in the same situation. Like caught us off guard.
I mean, we can't drive in 6 inches of sunshine here anyway. So, you know,
I don't know.
so do some people just like keep an extra set of rims with snow tires already mounted to them and swap them out? Seems like that'd be the way to go.
That's kind of the Canadian standard garage is you have your summers and your winters.
Right? Yeah. So let's see. We got Graph here. What's going on, Graph? Got Joe Ara 42s here. What's going on, Joe? How you doing?
Did the mic pick up?
Yes.
It did, eh?
It definitely did.
Wow.
Good mic.
Wow.
Now you know. Let's see. Got Brandon R saying, how's it going, eh?
Yeah, good day.
Good day, eh?
Good day.
Turk says, oh, I see you just sent cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shane saying, Crow, the cold come all the way to Florida. It's fucking freezing. So what is it there, Shane? So I'm fucking freezing in Daytona is like 55.
Yeah. Our citrus is going to be screwed up now.
Yeah, that has happened in the upper parts of Florida. I don't think there's as much in where Shane's at because honestly, there's not any place left to plant orange trees. It's all full of condos and race memorabilia.
Daytona tracks everywhere.
Joe's saying high of 12, low of 5 Tuesday. So yeah, that's what's going to be here. Let's see. Brandon's saying winter's bullshit. Cost a lot in 2 sets of tires, 2 wardrobes, 2 sets of outdoor maintenance gear, and so on.
And that's just for you, not your kids. If you have kids, they need all of that minus the tires.
Well, yeah.
Much you're supporting them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Todd C here. What's up, Todd? He's reading through.
Okay.
Toyo proxies suck ass in the snow. I like Toyos, man. I've only ever had one set, but yeah. See, did I call it or did I call it? 57 now, 34
Okay.
Friday morning. That is cold though. For like halfway down, almost in Florida, that's pretty cold. And now that we've got the weather report out of the way here on the backyard battlefield,
Sounds like a Yuko segment right there.
yeah, there actually is going to be a weather segment. Cobra News now coming. So I started writing it last weekend.
Oh, there you go.
So have you got any new toys? We can get to that part of the conversation now.
Yeah, I would love to be able to tell you I have, but I haven't. I know of pre-orders that I just put in for Kitty Pride and Colossus and things like that, but there's been not a drip at the Hasbro tap out here. And the stuff I do plan on buying that isn't Hasbro still isn't out yet. So
Yeah, it's I'm enjoying it though. I mean, I'm not doing hadn't been doing any reviews on anything. There's no videos other than the live stream, so I guess that's starting to run in the family, but
yeah.
so but yeah, I don't have anything. I have two things on order, and they're not going to be here till next fall and winter, respectively, I think.
Yeah. I have lots on order worth checking out. Like, between Gridiron Fans, Hobby, Hasbro, I have more vehicles coming than most of the Canadian military does. Get used to. Just nothing coming out now as far as waves of figures. And I said I wasn't going to go all in on Marvel anymore. I was going to stick to just stuff. And right now, the only Marvel out there is the Executioner wave bullshit, which I have no part of. Right. And
I don't think we've seen that here yet. We just got the Beast and Silver Surfer.
yeah.
Those just started showing up here in like the last couple weeks.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, some people really like the Beast, some people really hated it. Like, it's the Astonishing X-Men, so it goes with the Kitty and Colossus that's coming out and things like that. But it's also a lot of people had the same problem I did. It feels like it was meant to be a Build-A-Fig because that right arm pops off like almost like it's a goddamn play feature.
It's an action feature.
Yeah. Real damage beast.
Let's see. We got a couple more folks who join us. Let's see. We got Viper Scout is here. What's up, Viper Scout? Around 30 and gonna be cold this weekend. He's at. Yep, up there in Chi-Town. HK Vipers here. What's up? Let's see. War Chest full of rumors is in the house. What's going on, War Chest?
Feeling a little leaky in here.
Yeah, drafty in here. Damn air leaking in. Woody Triple Deuce is here. Crow DS in the chat. What's good? And I read that completely backwards, but you guys get the idea.
Yeah. Dyslexia.
Yeah. BX Medic here was teleporting in. What's going on, man? Let's see. Steve saying checking Amazon 2 to 3 times a day to see if those shipping dates have changed. I'm surprised they haven't. I really thought, that didn't sound good. It sounded like plastic.
It's just my phone.
Oh, well, you got a computer now. Just throw that thing in the trash.
I don't need this.
Yeah. Oh no!
Video I make.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, you were in the middle of yeah. Then it fell off where you had it setting up. Oh shit!
All right, that'll be in the video.
Yeah, I'd definitely leave that in. Steve's saying checking Amazon 2 to 3 times a day to see if those dates have changed. I really thought we would have seen some notices for like hit and run and that wave. I'm surprised we haven't yet. I think end of this month though. Tony's Figs, what's going on, Tony?
Which figs? These figs?
These
Make
figs.
up figs right now, buddy. Make up your own figs because nothing new.
I have one that I'm working on tweaking a little bit myself. Actually,
Yeah. I still like X-Men Banshee head for everything. He just plays a good Scotsman.
is that was it? Is it Condor?
Yeah,
What
it's
is
under
that? Okay.
Banshee, X-Men Banshee's head on in a rocket. I just picture him like a Nick Nolte cop character.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, use that banshee head for something. They're about a dime a
Yeah.
dozen.
Not exactly your go-to. I know that X-Man.
Yeah, that dude, man, he is still on some pegs down here. There's a couple Walmarts that have like they still have the No Way Home Spider-Man and that damn Iron Man, and then
Yeah.
like Banshee.
So my
That's
big
it.
power right now, I'm waiting for all the Toys R Us and everybody to get fed up with having it for the last year and a half to 2 years. And I want to buy as many retro carded multiple man as I can once they're on clearance, right? Because nobody has them on clearance right now and they've been there forever. They don't move. I could picture them going to like a $5 bin, and that's when I strike and get many multiple man.
Yeah, he's just starting to show up down here. That he's part of that wave, right? The Beast. Isn't he
Mhm.
part of that wave, or was he before that?
Multiple Men came out in the same wave as like Long Shot and the yellow and blue Wolverine. It was the retro card, like a couple of
Oh,
years.
okay. Yeah, okay.
Target had
Okay. I'm
2004.
thinking of I'm thinking of something else then. Oh, let's see. Woody's saying I think we'll get the new wave in 2 to 3 weeks. That's what I'm thinking. End of January, somewhere along in that line. Paul Morales is in the house. What's up, Paul?
Hey, Paul.
Turk is working on a Stinger driver crew. Uh, that'll be cool. Order 66. Were you ordered 6?
Ordered 6.
Yeah.
Well, Turk and Evil Dookie both are working on Stingers. Well, no, sorry. One of them's working on a Stinger, the other's doing another thing. They're having a build off, and I don't remember where they left off on that, but I did see a very stripped down Stinger getting treated. So,
Okay, nice. We say hi to Paul Morales. What's up, Paul? I don't know if I might have skipped. I don't know. What's up, Paul? Either way.
Yeah.
Uh,
I see
work.
yeah. I was interested in that figure, but like interested, but then again it looked like it was going to be another Red Sonja where it's like, does the gear stay on or do you end up feeling like a dirtball about this one because it's so well put together, I'm told. But I've heard that it's getting reviewed really well. Like it's better. It's a Mythic Legion type.
Yeah, I've got a. Never mind. No, I looked at it too. I didn't really know. I just saw it like those types of figures. Like I see them and they're like, "Oh, that looks really good," and I don't really think much about most of them because I don't really collect the barbarian stuff. But that one, when everybody started getting that figure, it's like, damn, I kind of wish I'd ordered that one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What if you bring it to Joe Fest? If you got an extra, maybe I'll pick it up off you there, bud. I see you in the chat. For once, I can
Yeah.
fucking
You can see it. GI Jet Man is here. What's up? Let's see.
going on.
Oh, no rush, man. I know, no rush. My figure that I won on his giveaway, the that we swapped around like that one chick in high school, Monstar.
Which figure did you get?
Monstar, Super 7 Monstar.
Oh, all right. Yeah, Evan, just feel better, man. I'm gonna feel better.
Archangel Michael Mars. What's up?
What's going on? So just to let everybody know, we're staying high in the chat, but tonight what we were going to talk about just what Hasbro is probably going to do to take our money in 2026. So that was the idea tonight.
It was. Sorry, I'm reading the chat. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're kind of talk about what like stuff is the stuff that they've been putting out and the stuff that we've seen. Is it stuff we want, like the direction they're going, or are we just like trying buying everything that they put out and they're just putting it out? And it's like, yeah, here we'll take it, or is it just stuff that is it stuff people really want? And I'm thinking of that Arctic three
Yeah.
pack is what going through my head. So
I'm thinking of the Arctic theme as well, and I get where you're going, but yeah. Yeah, okay. Just letting these guys know there is a subject.
yes, there is. We always have a subject. We just might not always say what it is, but we have
Yeah.
fun. We're gonna look at some like I've got some stuff I broke down into stuff that I think could be retail, made to order, or candidates that would make a good HasLab. Let's see what else I've got. I have some sets of figures that I'd like to see, like theme wise.
Mhm.
We were going to talk about the Joe Turtles thing,
Oh, God.
and um, and I don't have those pictures saved. I can get them, but I don't have them.
I
But I
remember proposing that we talk about these things, but then I had a chaotic couple of days. So that's okay, because it was all
all
stuff
right,
that we talked. So
okay,
was
and then
the
yeah, and then I've got some stuff that I would like to see as far as not possibly theme, but like complimentary stuff kind of thing. So we got Ronnie Trick Shots in the house. What's going on?
washed my gross hands. I was painting.
Let's see. Well, I'm trying to read the chats and trying to get caught up on them. Yeah, opening the sketchbook. He Man, look up chat exploded. Yeah, we got 20 people watching. Hit that like if you hadn't. It's pretty good number for us. So thank you.
So while you were looking at it, and remind me, everybody, go check out your local comic shop if you're a G.I. Joe Energon fan and grab your copies. It came out. There's And I'm now going to tell you all how it ends, and I'm going to tell you who dies right now. The following character die. Just kidding. Wouldn't do that to you, but that's out right now, if you guys were wondering.
Got to go get it Saturday. I went to get it last Saturday, and they moved it up a week and or moved it back a week, and I didn't realize that. So Bobby has a question for you there.
I did, Bobby. Yeah, sorry, I haven't been into my Gmail because I haven't been in the house a whole lot. I've been all over the city lately. But I did see that Bobby's doing some Dreadnought stuff, or am I thinking of the thing that I said reminded me of Twisted Metal? I'll double check my email. Maybe you sent me another one since Bobby said it's good.
Got Lawrence checking in. Hello, fools. What's going on, Punk?
No, Punk. Checked in with him. Checking in on Roman. We hope Roman's doing well.
Yep, for sure. Hope he is doing better. Gasland's mechanic teleporting in. What's up, Gasland? Good to see. The V photos from Ace. No, I did not see that.
I saw those. Those are up. He just has the two that I see. He's got the white artist proof, like the first test print of one with some of the kit on, like optional head and whatnot. But he also has the digital renders of what the plans are. You can see like 3 different heads and one hand that's holding a dead rat, and the blaster and all that. So
Okay, there it is. I just pulled it up. Okay, I see it now. Oh yeah, man, he's about to get some more of my money.
Diana, that was it. Thanks, Punk. I couldn't think of the name, but yeah. So, and he's been really kind of pushing out the Aces of Aviation photos a lot today.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I saw earlier. I hadn't had a chance to really look at much social media today, and I actually did see the proof of the white the solid white one with her holding the gun, but I was in a hurry and I was like, something about that gun looks familiar, and I just
Yeah.
kept going. And
As soon
now
as
that
I
I see,
and the big 80s glasses on the white proof too. That was kind of a dead
yeah,
giveaway. Like, is
yeah.
that Brett? No, wait, it's V.
I mean, you know, when we've done the dream, you know, if you could have figures based on this property or that property, V is one that I've always mentioned. Man, I love V.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, yeah, it's cool because they you could see there was different stages to the head. I'm seeing Graf's comments there. Like, I think one of the heads is meant to be open. The mouth is open for the rat. It's yeah, so there's the white proof everybody's talking about, but there's the open mouth, and I'm wondering if that's for the rat. So
Oh yeah.
there you
Well, it has the hand there
yeah.
holding the rat, so um,
Well,
depending on how that wrist is going to be articulated, it does look like that head
it,
is going to go in there. It was a
it,
guinea pig, though, wasn't it? A guinea pig she ate?
I'm not sure, but this one's clearly got a long tail. Like it's done to look like a lab rat for sure.
Oh yeah,
Um, but the way she's holding it, yeah, it's a that rat in down her gullet right now, like
that's that's pretty cool, man. I'm all
uh,
about some V stuff.
so question would be is how many characters do you think Ace is going to release in that wave? Should we be expecting a four-figure wave, or is it going to be a very like two-figure kind of start to see if there's a response? I'm curious how he's approaching this one. Or if he's even said how he's approaching.
Yeah, I haven't seen if he has. So obviously, since I just saw that, got Sean Jones teleporting in. What's going on, Sean?
Mhm.
And well, I lost it.
Uh,
There he is. Wreck
oh.
Ship 85. There he is. What's going on, man? So yeah, I'm all about some V figures, man. I love V.
So I'm not sure if I am or if I'm not. Like I love the idea that they're being made. I like that they're going to be available to anybody that's into it. But as much as I liked V as a kid, I'm not sure that translates the same way as other properties for me as an adult, where I want to spend an absorbent amount of money to have a reflection of it. You know what I mean? Like if it were something that they were competitively pricing, maybe. But I don't think that's the way ramen goes with their figures. Hmm.
No, I mean you're probably looking at $60 to $100 a figure.
Yeah. And I don't know if I'm that big of a V fan. You know what I mean?
I Graph 100% need to keep doing waves until Michael Ironside becomes a figure.
Yeah. And I mean, like Michael Ironside, I would buy any figure they made of him in some of his more iconic roles. But I keep coming back to Starship Troopers. I want a Michael Ironside from Starship Troopers with the
That
iron.
that sorry, I talked and it cut your noise canceling off.
Yeah, we knew about that though.
We're gonna work that out. This is the Crow's first experience with the hooking everything up. So as he says, victim of tech. So um same thing for Michael Ironside, Ratchek's Roughnecks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Michael says off topic, but Cobra insignia is too iconic and perfect to not be on the Rock Viper or Major Sebastian Blood. Which Cobra insignia?
Yeah. Maybe we're jumping in that conversation a bit late or a little
Maybe.
lacking context. No, Paul,
Uh,
my friggin' show. I won't shut my hole. You shut your ears.
yeah. Where was that? Okay. Yeah, but V man. I would think like Diana, Donovan. They'd have to get they'd have to get Robert England's rights, likeness rights, to do Willie.
Why do I feel like he's going to be a tough pony to barter with? Like, you'd think he'd
Maybe.
go. I feel like he's one of those guys where you just think that and it's not true at all. You know, like
Yeah.
yeah, there's lots of room for.
Well, that's true because I mean, depending on how this goes, he is doing Jester. He's doing Jester in Wave 2, so he's got the head.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I don't know.
Turbo Kid. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm waiting for you.
I started reading the chat and you started talking. So buy a whole line of Turbo Kid figures, come to think of it, provided they were done to a high standard in 6-inch. That would be one I would probably skip personally.
The part of it is I don't know when things cut off when we do talk over. Like I don't know what gets passed and what actually just interrupts the circuit completely. So
it's when if you're talking and I say something and it completely kills your mic for a second, and when I stop, it comes back. I don't know why that is. I've seen that happen before, but on others.
Victim of tech.
Yeah, we'll get it figured out. Yeah. Vagrant, a stretch suit being experimented on. What about the baby? Punk, you want the little lizard baby? Welcome to the party, Richter. 2 severed arms.
Like I was bugging Maze about was it Ace or they when he was on with the guys about the Back to the Future line. Like, you know, if we're talking about 80s nostalgia, how tight are the rights to that? Because I would like a Doc figure in 6-inch, just the Doc figure. I don't even know if I need Marty, but I'd take a Marty. You know.
Well, you know, Mezco's got or not Mezco, NECA's got a good Doc, but it's, you know, is only so posable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's just it. I want maximum Doc.
Max, it's got articulated toes.
Yeah, and blast effects.
Yeah. Bulletproof vest. Human baby and V baby. Oh, let's see. We talked about toys. I have not gotten anything. I will tell you one thing I did get today, and don't worry, this is not going to derail into a whole thing. Does anybody do cards? Does anybody collect like trading card game like Pokemon or whatever? Is there anybody that does that listening? Probably not. I'm just wondering.
Not me anymore.
Yeah.
What'd your cards get? What did you do this time?
Michael says cops and classified. Yeah, I'm all cops. I'm all about some cops. You know, I want that BP vest that Fresh Monkey is doing, and you know, not the hugest fan, but if they're the one that's doing cops, that's what I want. Collects football cards. So the V baby and it winds up. Don't crawl out. Can't crawl out. Brings up a whole nother point. Anyway, so I don't really do cards or card games or anything, but I did recently do some gambling. The new One Piece card game that is the new set.
Did you buy that? The cover?
No, but I hope she's in there.
Yeah.
So this is something that I'm gonna like get a few of just to see if I get any good cards, and I know nothing about them, so I'll be. But these are the One Piece is like the new Pokemon, I guess. And anyway, this is a set that everybody's been waiting on for the new installment that drops Friday. And I was in Walmart today and I've been looking at these and kind of researching them and stuff. And they put them out early and they had like two, I don't know what you call them, long boxes, whatever the hell they put the pack cards in the envelope packs. They had two of them full of these, and like everybody's trying to get them. I'm like, well, I can't not buy a couple of packs and see if I get any good cards. Now I know nothing about collectible card games, and I have no intention of playing it. I just want to gamble and see if I get lucky with some of the fancy cards.
And some of the guys can relate. Like I know the guys that were collecting sports cards. That's how I was with hockey cards for a while, because it's the rookie cards and the chase cards you're looking for, and 1 in 10,000 signatures or whatever. I played that game for a while. I'm like you. I don't know anything about the collectible trading card market right now. I was around, gathering was taking off, and I had my deck. I wish I still had it, because I'm sure quite a few of those cards would be worth something. I didn't think it was going to go where it did. The only Magic card I have right now is the Mary Jane Watson Iron Spider that came with my Hasbro thing. And it's interesting to just show it to you really quick. Apparently this card actually has trade value. And the guys at EB Games are saying, like, there comes a time where these things become worth enough you could actually just trade them in the store. So there, you can take me. I've got nothing more to show than this card. Was this your turn? No.
Yeah. No. That's good though, that they're going to want, they think that they're going to actually hold value to actually be collectible later, as mass produced as that stuff is. But I guess those Magic figures, maybe not as much as some of the other Legends.
Well, I mean, if you mean they still like to recycle the parts and pawn them off as something new, yeah, that's about as Legends as you get. Yeah.
Let's see, Jim Lee X people cards.
I'll show the other guys what I did pick up today. Like I was explaining to Darren backstage, with no figures coming, comics have taken a huge dive and up here, so I've been able to get things at a lower price. I completed most of my Massacre Beneath the Streets X-Men collection today. You see behind me on the wall, right? This little linchpin closed the gap on that, so I'm just waiting on some of the offshoot issues, but happy to get that back in my collection today. For you X-Men fans, this is Wolverine versus Colossus round 2, or not Colossus, Sabretooth, and Sabretooth kicks the crap out of Psylocke for a little while, but it's the end of the Massacre of the Beneath the Streets, which was a real game changer in the 80s. Anyways, you can take me off screen. I just wanted to show it off because it's cool. Alan Davis art.
Yeah, you should be happy and proud to have that again, because that's something you've been wanting to complete, is that arc. So
that story arc, yep. I was explaining to Down South, that is the moment I decided I was a comic collector, was when I read that story arc. And I was waiting on issues every week going, what happened? Did Nightcrawler die or what?
So you got Matthew Matson here saying, I played collectible card game for the game, not the collectability. Well, I understand that completely. That's probably why you should do it. Unfortunately, I do like to gamble, and just that's because that's what it is with these modern things, the Pokemons. If you don't play it, and I have no idea, like I said, what's the super rares and all that. I've got to learn all that, but like playing it for the game is why you should. But yeah, this is like buying a scratch off ticket.
Yeah, and that's just it. And what the worst thing that'll happen is you'll succeed. You'll get a rare enough card that'll make you do it again. And then before you know it, you've bought 12 packs. You've maybe hit one thing in one of those packs that was maybe worth 2 packs. It's
kind of what I'm afraid of.
Yeah, low gratification unless you're really into the card market.
And Archangel Michael says, I heard a while ago you shouldn't get into collecting to make money. You shouldn't. And
Pretty
I
sure.
don't.
Go ahead.
What? I was gonna say I have no intention of turning this into a collection.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure Nicolas Cage can write thesis papers on why that's not a good idea, right?
Right. Oh, let's see. Viper Scout saying I played Magic until 1999ish. Just sold 8 cards on eBay for $2,000 and didn't know they were worth that much. Wish I kept more than just my last deck. Uh, yeah, is that what you just got a flag too, right? You just joined the Admirals Club. Was that those cards have something to do with that?
Might have. Hey, baby,
Mhm.
dispose of them right here.
Uh,
And
that would be a good trade for me.
8 cards, right? That's all it took. And I had that where a guy got rid of a binder of cards and a box of cards for free, right? And he's just like, nobody wants this. And he gave it to me because he knew I collected hockey cards. There were some magic cards in there. I took them to a vendor. I got $80 worth of trade in, right? On just something that was given for free for magic. So I get it, like there's some winners out there and people don't always know what they have.
And the other upside of this for me is if I do get any good cards is I also have an outlet to go turn good cards into good toys.
That's always a good flip. Yeah.
That's the thing. So
GI Jatman. I think it's a good figure. Others agree with me, but there's a nuance to it that annoys too many other people to ignore it, and it's how the ice effects work. The way the Bobby Drake Iceman retro figures ice effects are supposed to work is using the open hands with the thing attached like this. So it looks like he's shooting his ice effects at the ground because those are strictly for building the ice slide that he comes with. They're not for blasting or anything else. They are strictly from the old Spider-Man and his super friends way of Iceman sliding around. So for that, I really like that figure. For an Iceman figure, for people that like the character, I can see why a lot of people aren't on board with it. It just doesn't phase me. That's all. If you're into old school, you'll like them. If you're not into the old versus the new, don't bother.
that's one that I still do want to pick up. Because that's my Iceman is the old Spider-Man and Friends. I like that figure.
Yeah, I kind of wish they had made the. So if they really cared, they would have made it that sled so that those two blast effects post into the front of the sled and solve the issue, right? But they
Yeah.
didn't. They gave you some flexibility for different things. It's not that kind of a figure. They tried to make it that figure. They didn't make it that figure.
Jay Astro saying, "Hello, my internet sucks right now, so I won't be staying long. Feel free to talk shit about me when I'm gone. No, I'm going to talk shit about you while you're here.
I'm gonna be afraid. I'm gonna be afraid because you just said your internet sucks, so I won't know if you're really gone or not. So I'll be like, just what's up?
Yeah. Got Wraith Mace is here. What's up, Wraith? We are the Hammer.
Oh.
Yes, we said flag. Let's see. Cards paid for the trip. Plus, I traded most of my classified for the flag. All right.
That's a choice.
That is a choice.
Yeah.
I'd like to have one, even if it was like a beat up one or one that was missing a lot, enough to know what it is.
Yeah. I just noticed Mamu's comment about internet. I'm not sure. Oh, I see. It's a joke about my internet. This from the guy that insists he never has audio problems, but when they are live, there is.
Oh, we got Action Figure Addict is here. Kyle, what's up? And the best shark on the internet. Howdy, lads. Just checking in for a few minutes before I visit the dentist. First thing that went through my head is what kind of dentist is open this late?
The
It's the future.
Yeah, it's the future. Well,
what
a way to start a shitty day then.
Yeah, I hope that goes well. I live in terrible fear of the dentist. I have PTSD from my childhood dentist.
Interesting. My grandmother worked for my dentist. She was his receptionist, so I was always in there getting stuff done. I- yeah. That
Okay,
was
there's the comment.
yeah.
It's the audio. We've got an audio glitch to work out that's something to do with his noise canceling on his earbuds. I don't know exactly what it is, but we'll get it straight.
Hmm. I could always switch to a shittier mic, but I don't know if I can.
Let's see. We can get it. We'll get it straightened out. What are you doing, puppy?
What about this? Can you guys hear me better now?
Well, we could hear you fine before. It's just a matter of whether or not you cut out when I talk.
Well, why don't you interrupt me
Hey,
then?
why don't you stop
Interrupting
talking?
cow.
Yeah, shut the hell up. That doesn't do it, but
Okay. Well, we'll leave it like that then. New computer. I haven't seen StreamYard from behind a computer screen. I've always seen it from a tablet screen. There's different things on here.
it's a whole different world.
So many life hacks. Did you guys know you don't even have to pay car insurance? They show you how here.
All right, so getting behind on here. So all right, I
Mhm.
just like reading the chat and talking to the chats. Oh yeah, she's a cute dentist, so that eases the eye at least. So
Yeah.
she asks you a bunch of damn questions and you're trying to answer. You're cute.
I had a dentist like that too, and she always had cleavage that I was trying to see but not see. And they'd put the lamp in your face and you got the sunshades, and you think maybe you're gonna sneak a view, but you can't be sure. You can't be sure. And there's a dude in your mouth.
And they do that on purpose too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure they do.
Todd says he thinks he needs to sell his magic cards. He's got a card worth 1.5K. Well, I know what I would have done with it by now. Unless they're just that sentimental to you.
Yeah. I'd hang on to it till it was worth only like a fraction of that because of
Yeah.
depreciation. Everybody lost
like
interest.
$300, and now's the
Yeah.
time. He says it's not that we can't hear you, it's that we can.
Got it. Ching.
Oh, hang on, let's see. I hadn't done that one yet.
Oh, we have one of those. You caught me with coffee in there. I can't do a spit take. I ruined the computer.
Yeah, just don't do that on the first night. Jetman saying, "Is it nice when she leans over?" Robo Skull. Yeah, that's right. I get so much shit for not having a Robo Skull yet.
I see there's going to be a toy fight in the chat between
There
Viper
is.
and yeah.
I'm just gonna let it go and see what happens.
Challenge you
All right.
to a toy off.
All right, so let's go ahead and start talking about some stuff here. So, basically, I mean, this will apply to a lot of stuff, but we're going to use. I mean, we're talking mostly about Hasbro and classifieds. The gist of what we're doing, So,
Yeah.
talking about like the direction they're going, the stuff that they're doing, these made to orders, right? So we got the Arctic Hiss. I think they're going to do 2 or 3 made to orders a year plus a HasLab. My personal thought.
Yeah, I'm not sure on the numbers of made to orders, but they need to make one more available than the other, or else there's really not enough difference between a made to order and a HasLab as I see it. You know what I mean? Like, okay, one doesn't need the tiers and it's not going to cost as much. It's not going to be the dream project. It's going to be the dream project 3 years later as they see it, or something like that, right? But if they made them quarterly, so for a year, I think that would be a great direction to go. I just don't know how long they could sustain that before all collectors went, Yeah, I'm out of room. Thanks.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, talking about the vehicles, there's so many vehicles in GI Joe, all sizes, and then everything is going to be scaled up. Another 2/3. So yeah, the room. I mean, even for somebody that's got huge house, got a huge room, eventually you're gonna hit a threshold, right?
Well, you've also got a real bad problem in that GI Joe lasted two full generations of kids in a very successful continuous line between 82 and 9, what was it, 98, 94?
94.
Right? Right? That line, 2 to 3 generations of kids at least, right? 2 generations of kids growing up. So you have people that don't even care about the OG 13 because they weren't collecting it in 82, but they sure as hell care about, the Iron Grenadiers, Destros, Defiler, the Demon, or Cesspool, and guys like that. They're waiting for that stuff. Vehicle
Yeah.
wise, they haven't really hit anything for those guys, really. Like they're about to with, I think, the spoiler, right? But nobody's gotten a bug. Nobody's even gotten the stun, and that wasn't that far into the line. So,
Yeah.
ha yeah, the made to order system is going to address them, but that doesn't mean everything will sell.
That's true. And Viper Scout had said made to order probably won't have new tooling. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So,
But
do you think it'll just made to order is going to be the guys that wanted, say, the Tiger Rat? After 2 more years, we could see the Tiger Force Rattler,
yeah,
right?
could be. We've got to get a good cross section of vehicles out before they can start, doing that kind of stuff.
But see, now this is the thing though. In order for me to really be fully on board with that, like let's not act like we're not simps to them a little bit. Like me being fully on board, meaning I buy it and I'm happy I bought it as opposed to buying it because I collect the damn thing and that's all. Right. Um, I need them to step away from vehicles a little bit with one of these two projects, right? Like there was more going on to Joe than just vehicles. Yes, you've addressed figures, but we're talking multi-packs, kit and accessories, diet, like stuff they have not explored yet, approaches that one of those two things should be addressing. Like shelf space is limited, display space becomes a problem. Um, teams, right?
Yeah.
Like you have teams that are locked behind either paywalls or different walls of distribution, right? So getting
Mhm.
multi packs of teams on one and done might be a smart way to do it too, right? I talked about
And
Mission Team Brazil last time, so
yeah,
mhm.
um, I'm gonna pull some stuff up on stuff that I think might be retail. Before I do though, I was gonna show just because I saw it when I opened my folder and I wanted to show you guys this picture. I sent this to you, Crow, already. This variant that's out of the Desert Scorpion that I saw in Walmart yesterday. So if you
There's only one suspect I think did this.
see if you guys have seen this new Desert Scorpion that's out making the rounds right here.
Gee, I'm ashamed of how long I had to go back and forth because I had to zoom the picture in and there was so much glare on the packaging. I almost didn't catch it right away. Yeah.
So I thought I saw this when I was in Walmart, and I'm like, wait, what? And I'll probably look like a fool to anybody walking by because I just sat there and cracked up, and then got my camera out and took a picture of this. This is the first like blatant swap that I've seen in a store.
I
I've
mean,
seen stuff stolen. Like whole packages empty. I've seen packages open and like the scorpion stolen out of this package. But this is the first blatant ass swap that I have encountered in a store.
so we had one out here. Apparently, on the other side of Ottawa towards Quebec, they had some ghost vipers in a Walmart that I didn't know about. I watched a guy, he's a local, another YouTuber called the Swish Pop. And he was showing that somebody had done this with the ghost viper, and they were just using the just regular Vipers, like Viper, the Viper officer from the 3-pack, and a couple others put
Oh
in the
yeah.
back. So I've seen it, but this one made me laugh because for some reason, ADHD, I got to think about weird things. I think about that scene in Indiana Jones when he's stealing the idol, and he's like, "What weighs as much as the idol? This bag of sand." This guy's looking. What weighs as much as the scorpion? The bumblebee.
That you said Indiana Jones, and I'm thinking Temple of Doom at the dinner scene at Bangkok Palace where they eat
Oh,
the bugs, the
the
bugs
monkey brain.
flies. Yeah.
Mm.
And they pulls the back off of that beetle off the back of
No,
it.
I commend the guy for using another insect and a colorful one at that. You're genius. It's the
Isn't
perfect
that
crime.
I mean, and that's like they probably sell that little cheap ass bug 2 aisles over at Walmart. Like that's the little play insects that you can get. That it probably came. They probably bought it in a store and ordered this online and then took it back and swapped it out.
Either way, to the dude that did this, you're a freaking dick. But
Yeah,
hey, to Walmart, you know, what do you what, what do you do when you put something back and you go, that looked weird, but I'm okay.
yeah. Like I don't get paid to ask questions. I get paid to put the shit back on the shelf. So,
Yeah, like
uh,
our stock boys are not our problem.
and I tell you, when I worked at Walmart, I would have noticed that. But I work nights. The stuff I put up come out of the cases.
I've stocked
Um,
shelves in retail growing up. Like, I mean, I would have noticed too. And one of these boxes looks extremely different from the others in this clear packaging I'm looking at.
mhm.
That's the kind of
uh,
stuff you do in windowless packaging and you get away with, not window packaging. Come on.
yeah. Go back to the window, and it still doesn't matter. Killed monkey brains. And I did
Yeah.
say I was going to show you guys where in the beginning you guys said the thumbnail looked like we were doing tug of war with the tick. So when I started making this thumbnail, this is where it started.
I almost like that one better, but it was a little creepy.
So I was like, no, no, I won't, because that one's pretty good. The
I like
realistic.
that one better. What is tied up? Like, what is all the colorful shit? Is it all little
So
toys
it's
stuck in the rope?
toys. It's little toys in the rope, and then they're falling off
Damn
and
you, AI.
falling down in the hole.
Yeah, I like that
So,
one.
but I liked replacing it with Hasbro pulling all the money out of us.
I'm uncomfortable with the expression on Hasbro's face in this one. Like,
That's how I
I
feel
yeah,
sometimes.
it is not. That's a prison roommate look, not a I'm gonna beat you up look. That's like I have access to every part of you kind of look.
This is Blue the Rock.
Mm.
This is the Rock in blue.
Oh my
So,
god.
so-
Anyways.
all right, so I said I would show that. So there we go. Stephen LaRoche saying, whomever switched out the Scorpion is a complete douche.
You know, you know who these guys are? They're the same whiny, bitchy little bitches that cry out, "This wasn't worth $60. This should go on Ross and Ollie's and things like that." The same guys that bitch about the prices are the same ones that steal the crap out of them, right? So fuck them. They're the reasons why prices get jacked in general, anyways. Right.
Riding their fucking bicycle up there.
Yeah. In general, I'm just saying these guys. I don't know if YouTubers do it. I'm just saying the guys in general that complain the most are usually the ones that take the most liberties with things, right? I'm free to do it. I'm not going to be
So
held liable of accusing people of that.
no, never, never do that when it's on camera.
On camera, yeah.
All right, so I picked out some vehicles and get some input from the chat and see what you think. I've got some stuff that I think could be retail. So, and there's a
Yep.
couple that are kind of on the cusp here, but kind of the way I want to approach this would be, would you guys pay more for this if it wasn't retail and they zhuzhed it up. Like, that was my great criticism with the Snowcat was like I didn't need a Snowcat to do all that shit to get a Snowcat. That was my deal with the Snowcat. I
Mhm.
think it's awesome. I like everything they did, but I'd have been fine with the $150 Snowcat. So on some of these vehicles, let's see if it could be retail or what you guys
I,
think.
I keep coming back to the Snowcat was never going to be $150 vehicle. That's vamp sized. This thing was bigger.
Didn't have to be though. Didn't have to
Mhm.
be.
Yes, it did.
Did not
Yes, they
have to
are.
be.
Yes, they are. They no. I'm trying to think of a good movie that featured a bike chase scene, and I'm coming up with only one.
You you know he's
And I
gonna
can't even
say
think of the name of
rad.
it.
You know
No,
he's gonna say
no.
rad. ET.
Yeah, rad. Yeah. No,
ET had a good bike
there's
chase.
one with a bike courier that came out in the last 15 years, but mm,
Don't know. All right, so yes, ET. Thank you. ET had a terrific bike chase. They even put it on
it
the
did.
cover and the
Yes, I
poster.
shouldn't. Not gonna get off the hook with not mentioning ET.
So here's our water moccasin. I've got several of each category. Water moccasin retail, right?
Yes, because you've already got the traditional driver out there the way he was supposed to be. Like, I don't see another copperhead variant worth throwing this in here when they can throw yet another. Hey, let's make a driver out of this buck, right? So either you're going to get a Stinger driver or a Valkyrie with it, you know, or
Yeah.
nothing. I think
Yeah.
I think Hasbro needs to get behind the idea of we don't need drivers with every vehicle. We really
Nope.
don't. You
Nope.
know?
That is one gripe that I have with the vehicle. And they did say that quite a while back that they wanted everything to have a driver or pilot or whatever for the instant playability or whatever. Anybody buying these things already has a figure to put in it.
Yes, and they did say that pre-tariff, right? And once the
Yes.
toy market started to change, Hasbro has been known to pivot on some key thoughts and drives when they realize the market's telling them something else. This is the same thing. Like, we've been telling them we have place for water vehicles. You're insane for not doing water vehicles. What you say was a problem was never something we were that concerned about. It, diorama pieces. We're big on that. But yeah, we don't necessarily need a driver with every vehicle if that's going to jack the price out of our
Yeah.
range.
We are the people that are collecting this are 40 to 60 years old. Give us backgrounds and little, like you said, diode pieces, anything. I don't need a driver with everything. Some things, yeah, if we didn't already have two copperheads, this needed copperhead, but if they're gonna repaint like and make a swamp viper or some shit and put with this.
Now, I mean, I could see room for another copperhead at some point, maybe, but I mean, this thing shouldn't have waited this long. But yeah,
No, we
again, this
shouldn't.
is going to be a vamp sized vehicle, right? So there's a 1 foot square space shelf killer that some
Mhm.
people will want. I think more people will want it than not, right?
Yeah, I do too. This was
Yeah.
such an iconic vehicle. It's not big enough for a HasLab. I would hope like this is the last thing they need to turn into a HasLab. This could
No,
be
God, no.
Amazon or Pulse or whatever. And say what's up to Lego Star Wars kid in here for teleporting in saying retail.
The play
Um,
features in this did not constitute a HasLab at all. You need a
no,
removable canopy and you need a spinny fan with a cupola on the top. That is all.
yep.
Mm.
All I needed was an open canopy and a missile turret and ski missiles for a snowcat. But hey, it's just me.
No, you needed to have sausages and fishes on sticks and
Yeah.
and relax Jay and Flint on honeymoon.
Hmm. And Viper Scouts got a good point. They do to make it a must get with the numbering system. That's a good point.
Mm.
But they're gonna get to the point where people are gonna pass on stuff. They're at the point where people are gonna pass on stuff because like they don't feel that it needs to be
I mean,
that much, you know.
I think about sitting at a blackjack table when you're on a good run of luck and all the cards are going your way. How many bad signs, bad cards do you need to be dealt before you call it a night? Right. And as classified keeps going, yes, that number drives a lot of collectors. But you're hearing more and more going, yeah, that was the last number I'm worrying about. Like I'm scaling back, I'm scaling back, I'm scaling
Yeah,
back. Right. Like I don't know how long you bet on the number system.
that's a good point. Mr. Magnus in the house. Number one bike chase movie in history goes to Pee Wee Herman. He wasn't. He
That's
wasn't.
true, yeah.
He wasn't really. Was he really being chased though? He was just like pedaling. Did he get chased on the
You're gonna
bike?
make me rewatch that? Damn it.
Yes. Somebody in here will know for sure.
Is it enough
Um,
weed in the world to make that shit funny again?
no, it's good, but for every 5 years or so, just for large Marge.
Large
Everybody
Marge,
buying
yeah.
these already has the appropriate driver figure too. Yep,
And if
one
you're
of my
not, yeah, and if you're worried that they don't, then you do a retro card copperhead. But I really don't see there going to be a market for that. So, but retro
it
cards
will be
always your excuse in a hole, right? Slide them a retro.
yeah. I would love a 150 worth upscaled water moccasin, but I would rather pay that upscaled 150 on something else that I think should be upscaled more, if that makes any sense.
I gotta look at
Um,
the logic of this. There are vehicles that I can love, but that doesn't mean I need to get them. I'm going to be limited. Like, we'll not be able to buy every G.I. Joe vehicle that I like if they came out with them. At that
yeah,
price point, it's like, yeah, I'll be lucky if I buy an eighth of them, right?
yeah.
Like, if they
Oh
did
yeah.
them all. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah. If they tried to do everything, Lego Star Wars kid says, they can give us a female Copperhead." No, no, I can't. I can't have them gender swapping Copperhead. Now, if you mean like a female trooper that's dressed similarly and under his command, possibly I
Like,
could do that.
maybe,
They
yeah,
can't call her Copperhead though.
maybe it's a more confident with themselves, new look Copperhead, like Jenner Copperhead. Okay. I'm gonna be against you on this one, man. I think there's a market for that.
I mean,
As
I
long as the
like the
helmet doesn't come off still.
yeah, yeah. I like the female figures, so I love the Copperhead color palette. So I would probably be down for a female, not Copperhead.
Yeah.
610 Yojo
Either way.
Daddy in the house. What's up, 610?
What's going on, brother?
So, all right, we got some more of these.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's
Uh,
lots of Cobra water troops they can pick from for that, anyways. I don't need to stay to Copperhead. They don't.
I
Yeah.
want the water robot. Jetman saying anybody order the Gridiron Gator? No, I like it immensely, but no, didn't get it.
No, I did not
That's
either.
what they'll that's what they'll do, Steven, most likely. Water
Mhm.
Viper. So, Polar Battle Bear. I think we're going to see this very soon. Retail, right? Or, at least online exclusive, whatever.
Yeah, that's too small of a vehicle to do anything else but throw it on a retail shelf. Definitely gonna get a figure. This is the one where if they're smart, they put a steel core helmet with the figure. No matter who they decide is riding that, just like Clutch and some others to get an optional steel core because you could buy multiple little snowmobiles to fight Cobra's his tanks, right? If you didn't get in on that
Yeah.
on the snowcat.
Yeah. I agree. This is one that, make anybody could be driving this thing.
Mhm.
This and what, like, I don't want an Arctic steel core base figure with this thing. Like, give me another version of Snow Job or something with this, but I think it's so generic. I think that's what they do is they'd make another Arctic steel core something.
Yeah. I could see them doing like a guy like Blizzard or somebody, because Blizzard's whole thing was he could ride his backpack down the damn hill, right? And that's going to be a lot of tooling down the line, right? But if you threw him in on a set like this with just enough acceptable kit, then through a steel core helmet, you could have Blizzard doing dual role, kind of like Wreckage and Shockwave and things like that. Go ahead.
Okay. So they put Blizzard with this, give Blizzard his gear, but they also include a tow rope. So somebody can pull Blizzard behind it on his backpack like snow
Mhm.
tubing.
Well, the other character I thought would be good with this one was Stretcher, right? Like just because this thing could haul, you could have this haul a toboggan or a stretcher on it, right? Like just trying to get the max utilization so they can keep that price point somewhere around the Tiger Paw, right? Like
Yeah,
that's what I'm looking at this to be, is the new Tiger Paw price point set.
I would hope. I would hope.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think this is one that definitely doesn't need a figure. But if they do, they need to go a certain, like they need a named character. I was really disappointed that they didn't just put wetsuit with the devilfish, and I kind of feel like this with a an Arctic character, even if it's just a winter force snow job repaint. A lot of people
Mhm.
missed snow job. This would
My
be a good
my
way.
big thing is that this is a very old looking snowmobile too, right? Like this is very 70s, 80s snowmobiles. We know, if you, well, maybe you guys down in the south don't know so
This
much.
could be a brand. This could be a 2027 snowmobile, and I wouldn't know the
No,
difference.
man, this is like looking at old Formula One cars from the 40s. Like
Okay.
snowmobiles now are a lot like street bikes, like high-end street bikes,
Okay.
right? Like Rice Rockets. And
Yeah.
this one is a very old. I'm not saying it won't translate well as a toy. It's just that it's definitely got a niche place in time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think they'll do the polar battle bear with it just to use the mold again. They can wind up making a snow battle bear or a tiger bear, or who knows. Enough people want this, and they're leaning into the Arctic. So I think people been wanting this one, for a while.
Yeah,
That's a
when
good
they
call. 610 female steel core Arctic with the battle bear.
There you go, and maybe it's Scarlet, right? Like an Arctic Scarlet with a steel core head or something like that. Yeah, I can see the female bucks go a long way with them, man. They like burning out those molds. Um, yeah, the polar bear. You gotta wonder what they would do with that, right? At some point, are we gonna get a grizzly or a Kodiak bear, and they just retool the arm to be some other injury? Like,
Oh, the snake eyes bear. Yeah, we're gonna see a
yeah,
grizzly at some point.
yeah.
But Jetman saying iceberg with the battle bear with this. Like, yeah, I agree. I thought iceberg would have been a good call to come with this too. I like iceberg.
Yeah, I mean, I think the consensus is, it's like I said, it's the ferret or the tiger paw all over again. A figure that's coming with a small vehicle. It's a plate eight in a box, right? I
Snow
think if we're
job
gonna
with
see
a
snow, oh, go ahead.
There's the read Graph's comment. Snow job with an electric skillet that comes out of the back for the polar bear to make pancakes with Canadian maple syrup.
That's right, and he can tow that steel core defense fortification out, and you can use it as an ice fishing hut.
That's
You know?
right. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Matthew says water moccasin is easy made to order. So many different paint jobs. Well, that's a good point.
And
Matthew's about 5 minutes behind still.
that's fine. Yeah, we're in the future, Matthew. We see you. Um, no, but that's another thing about the made to orders too, right? And this is something that I wish they had done with the his tank. It's been talked about enough, but let us pick which deco goes on that thing. You know what I mean? Like,
A
yeah,
fan
maybe I
vote.
wanted a, instead of, well, just hey, if you're going to be doing this, leave some room to cast two different things, red and white, right? Crimson Guard, his tank, or Arctic, his tank. When we revisit other casts, Tiger Paw, like the Tiger Rat, or whatever, you know, Python Patrol colors and things like this, giving guys options to order it in the colors on the same order.
That would be cool. That'd be a good idea. I mean, that makes too much sense though for Hasbro, but I
It,
man, I would be
it
tempted
ta-
to buy another Rattler in Python Patrol colors.
well, it takes a vote of confidence in your idea of doing it, right? Like they know what they have for properties and where the avenues are for it. But is it, you know, behind the scenes, is it so expensive to put that kind of variance out there that it just becomes not even considerable? Or are they nickeling and diming this line so tightly that they don't open up avenues? You know,
And
like
that's
that's what I
kind
get
of
concerned about.
and that kind of goes back to all of what we're talking about, are that's something that we want, that's something we'd like to see. Are they ever gonna listen and give that kind of stuff, or are they just gonna say, yep, this is the way we're gonna go, follow, or whatever?
Yeah.
Billy Butch is in the house. Arctic green shark type for the polar battle bear. That would be that'd be good.
Well, I think we need to get a retro card snow job out here first, just to
Yeah.
get everybody up to date on the winter stuff for their Joe collections.
Yeah. Our one winter figure for Joe's that we've gotten so far.
Yeah.
Um,
You left them hanging there against the bats and the snow serpents forever.
yeah. He's not gonna be able to choke his way out of that one.
Yeah.
Triple D's Toy Dungeon. Dave said, I haven't commented yet. I'm in the future waiting for you guys to catch up. So yeah, the new motto, make room. All right.
Yeah.
The next one. What
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
that? Is that a
Done.
retail or
Made to order.
think so?
Yeah, because while it's I mean, I would justify it as made to order. I could really accept it as retail. I'd want it to be retail, but I think the justification to make it made to order is there. Because of that stupid split function.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
This is
amount of
one of the
tooling
ones
required.
this was one of the ones that I said you could kind of go a couple of different ways on it. I put it under retail, but after I put it in there, I'm like, that'll be a good discussion point on the stun because it was kind of wide with
So
the
that's just
thing.
it. It's if you look at it, you would easily do a size comparison to an all striker and a vamp, and you wouldn't be far off for length, but for width, it's considerably wide. And when you're looking at what parts have to move, those are large parts, which means like that's all new tooling that I don't think they do that. Well, I mean, maybe they do it for retail because really I don't know if made to order is going to do anything new for tooling. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't
Yeah.
want this as a HasLab either. This is not a
No,
HasLab to me.
no, definitely not. And they,
Mm,
and they could do the Python stun. They could do, do a Tiger Force stun.
yeah.
Uh,
Never mind. It
look,
has to go retail. It's too recognizable for Cobra fans.
yeah. Um,
So
stun
price.
is a two-seater, so by Lenny's logic, it's a HasLab.
Well, I caught what he was saying. He was just trying to explain like the way that the Snowcat worked as a two-seater, just the size became ludicrous. But yes, yeah, that doesn't apply to
Mhm.
everything. But with the stun,
Agree.
it's you're right. It's also a really big girthy hunk of plastic in the middle of that. So if it's retail, it's going to be one of the higher end priced retail pieces that we've seen.
Yeah. I think so too, just because of the bulk of it and the amount of figures that you can put on it if they don't even change anything. I do too. It would be a upper echelon of retail.
Yeah,
Um,
and Lego Star Wars Kid nailed it right there. It's a four-seater, right?
yeah, yep.
Yeah.
And Brandon saying I don't want to stun. A lot of people hated the stun. There were a lot of
Mhm.
people that did not like the stun. I thought it was cool as shit.
Well, I mean, those were probably the people that were big into the line leading into it, and this was where the tech started getting unfamiliar, right? It
Right.
used to be a real American hero. Now it's
Yeah.
a fictitious American enemy, right?
And
So,
and this was 86. This was like really the first dip into the kind of sci-fi weird stuff, and then in 87 they kind of jumped in with both feet.
yeah.
um
I just look at
Uh,
it as the ultimate driving school vehicle. Like I teach kids how to drive on this. Like, okay, just before you parallel park, let's split in two and see how you do.
yeah,
you know,
that would be awesome. Oh, let's see, we got Cromulent 77 teleporting in saying, wish they do reissues, get Snow Job, Arctic Bat, and Deluxe Snow Serpent back out there for this Arctic stuff. That Arctic Bat, God, that's been such a weird ass figure, release, whatever.
yeah, and that to me is that's what confused me about that 3 pack. They were so interested in getting some Rios out of two Vipers in some way that they've generated a role in the winter for them, right? And they did some kit bashing, but you openly forgot about how loud everybody was about their disappointment in the availability of Arctic bats and original snow serpents and things like that. And you had the chance to bring those bats into a 3 pack of Cobra Winter Soldiers, but you threw in a Steel Core Joe. Like,
Yeah.
I don't
One Joe,
understand that. One
one,
Joe.
one, two Cobras, and we got a, uh, you like you said, they could have reissued the bat. We've gotten a 3 pack of every 3 pack that we've gotten has been a Cobra, you know, the Vipers and then the Crimson set. Like it
Yeah.
just felt odd to me to do two Cobras and one Joe. Why just
I
do two of each or
I'm hoping that was a mathematical made decision and not a Joe fan. Let's hope they accept this because I can just see a bunch of guys punching their holes through the walls of their cubicles, going, "Why are we doing that?" Like
yeah.
we did the 788 set. That was 3 Cobra soldiers that made sense. This doesn't, but we're
Yeah.
gonna do it. Yeah.
Yep. Matthew saying glad I can get 3 Arctic bats. I had 8. No, I had 9 at one time.
I've got
Um,
2 and I'm lucky to have them.
I just got lucky and I actually hit them when they were available. And I ordered a bunch from Amazon and I just got lucky. Just like when I got dial tone in January or February. I just got lucky. I just hit it
Mhm.
when he happened to be in stock. Brian King is here teleporting in. I'm still looking to get 3 more good Motor Vipers for my vintage stun. That's a hard figure to find in good shape with the big ass visor. That's a hard one.
Sure.
Punk saying it's a 5-seater, and I think that's right. I think in the back you could get 2 people in the back.
Oh,
One sitting and one standing. I think he's right.
so that puts it kind of on Snowcat size. If you think about it, really.
Yeah, I mean it's wide. It's as wide as the original Snowcat, I believe. Punk's
Yeah, I
probably
mean,
sitting in front of him.
if it were like a more open frame and everything, I could see them driving the price would be fair. But the way that stun chassis is, I'm like, they're gonna make that expensive. That's gonna be weighty. That's gonna have a lot of tooling to it to make it close and open and do that stuff. It's gonna be a high price point.
Balance issues to get right. Yeah, Art Magus, Arctic Joe 3 pack. Yeah, why not?
Mhm.
Uh, but we also got to start weighing in. We talk about these sets and these 3 packs. Look how much these figures are now. They can actually justify a $90 price point for a 3 figure set now. Back when they did it, it was ridiculous. But now that's about what they're going to be.
Mhm. That's actually a deal. $90 for 3 figs is a deal.
Yeah. Our armor on the Arctic bats looks awesome on the Crimson bat. Yeah, I swapped. I did a big pop and swap bat party one night.
Mhm.
Yes, I think you're right. I think you're right. All right, so let's see. All right, next one we're going to look at. One I'm surprised, like Deep Six with no shark coming.
That. mm,
That's a kick in the
I,
ball.
So if Deep Six doesn't come with the shark, I'm wondering why they would bother making the shark. Like,
They made a copperhead.
but it's just that the shark isn't that big. If you look at
No,
Deep Six sitting in that cockpit right now, it's about a claw. Like basically, it's a claw with a bit more plastic to enclose them in there. Deep
Yeah.
Six's figure alone is going to be the majority of the plastic, right? So I loved my shark as a kid. It was one of my favorite pool toys, man.
Yeah. Shark got a lot of playtime in the bathtub and in the creek.
Yeah,
Um,
and to this day, I
here.
think that design's pretty universally accepted as a cool fighter design. Like,
And I thought he was going to be a standalone figure, and we're going to get his little
yeah.
dolphin thing with it. I
I
haven't
hope he,
heard that we're
I
not
hope he comes
getting a
with it.
shark.
Yeah, I hope he does come with it. But everything I've heard is just that the name drop was Deep Six, no mention of a shark,
Yeah.
right? So it wasn't dropped like a vehicle; it was dropped like a fig. That's like saying crankcase and not mentioning the All Striker. Am I complete? Like,
Although, I mean, if they wanted to go back to what worked and what was fun and keep people guessing with these releases, like, when we actually used to get clues and stuff to talk about what the HasLab's going to be,
mhm.
um, that would be cool to just say, hey, we're getting Deep Six. And then the day he drops, like, oh, by the way, he comes with the shark. So,
Yeah, and I think the shark would make sense if it is coming with them. It's just if for whatever reason they ruled it out, I wouldn't follow it up later. If you release Deep Six without a shark, then releasing a shark later without a Deep Six figure is just doubling down on a bad decision, as I see it. Like, move on.
yeah. And, Lawrence saying they never said he isn't. They just said that he was coming. And you're right. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
but what we know so far, like
Yeah.
general populace, we're not, don't sound like we're getting a shark with him. I hope I'm wrong
Speculation
because I
is
like
just
him.
based off of what the common rumor is, right? So
Yeah. And Ross's cartoon shark was a two-seater, I think. So get a made to order of the Sumbo with a random swimmer, maybe. I think they could scale it up a little bit and just have them where they sit, like on the floor of it.
I'm just thinking about the
Have to.
poor unfortunate soul that must be underneath Deep Six right now in that shark as they see it if a two-seater, like he's laying on top of them.
Yeah. And then they had the handles where divers could hang on to it. That shit
Yeah.
would be cool. All right. So next one we got is one that has been mentioned already, and I put this under retail, but I mean, come on,
Okay, I'm
it's
gonna
not
turn my
gonna. It's
camera off for a sec, but I'm still here.
this ain't gonna be retail. I don't know why I wrote it down under possibly retail. Um, there's no way this six-wheeled thing would be a retail release. I don't think.
Um, I mean, I wouldn't say no to it. It it's got so many sloped features that it's almost kind of like that back is probably deceptive. I never had this as a kid. Did you?
Yes.
Okay, so did it was it just an empty cargo bed back there with a big old 50 cal mounted on it?
I think so. I think the back maybe had a spot for a figure. Viper
Okay.
Scout is here. Viper Scout can tell us for sure. But I
Okay.
think it was you could put two back there, I think.
So I'm not really seeing a footprint much larger than what we've dealt with Vamp Stinger and All Striker. You're looking at 2 to 4 figs. And the footprint, it's that third axle that makes you think it's going to be more, right? But the
Hmm.
way it's all designed down, if you look at the chassis isn't larger. That last axle is just kind of a floater out there. I think this would be retail
Okay.
if it was to ever exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was a very cool vehicle. This was probably one of the last vehicles that I had or getting there. This
Mhm.
was what was this was 989
It
89
had to have
90.
been after, yeah, because you're looking at yeah, that's well after Tiger Force and everything, because Spearhead Max is on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
90, I think. Callister's
Mm.
here. Deep Six going to be that 40.99 price per the listing. Chris McLeod matched him too. So that's the deluxe. That's like the price of the cop.
Well,
That's not the
who
price
knows?
of a
Maybe
figure and pet.
Who knows? Maybe they forgo the whole diving suit and found a way to make the shark suit. Like it could be a complete overhaul on the Deep Six and shark concept. He could be getting some sort of newfangled version of this.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Um,
Mhm.
Liquid says if they ever make a desert fox, I'll eat my rattler. It's boring compared to more iconic fare. It's not as iconic, but it's just a cool vehicle, a lot of play features. And Viper Scout says computer seat in the back.
There you go. So I mean, they can bring some different things to the table, but again, I'm not the right fan base to speak to the desirability of this. I am the 82 to 88 group that collected from those timelines. This is the generation after me. This is something my cousin might very well have wanted in a classified form. It's just not me, right? But I think the tooling for it, like if you see it blown up to a 1/12 scale, like it's gonna look pretty sweet.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
thought that I thought this thing was awesome with the 6 wheels. I just thought it was cool as shit. Mag is saying they'd scale it up
yeah.
for the
I
back
tell you what,
use
I
and give.
the to me the big thing that I would say modernize is get rid of those goddamn tires. It's not the lunar roller. It's an assault
Yeah,
vehicle. Like that would be it. You
yeah,
put
it
some good
needs some.
motors on her and lift it a bit, and
Yeah, you could probably do the back wheels for the all striker on it,
yeah,
fix them.
yeah. And then Gridiron
Uh,
makes tracks for it all.
yeah,
So
oh man, how awesome would this thing be as a half track?
sure, I mean potential's there, right? But again, we were talking about whether that would go retail or not. I think it would go retail. And who is the driver with that one? That was Skidmark, right?
Skid
I
mark.
think
Yep.
Skidmark, the figure, would be the one that people would be driving about.
Hmm. Uh, I had this. I had skid mark. It's a cool set. Punk says I'm looking at it now. One figure and he sets going across. Well, there you go.
Right.
Mystery solved. So you think retail? I think this one could kind of go either way. Let's see. And I have these in different folders. So let me
Keep
go
rolling,
back
buddy.
to made to order.
See,
This is
Lego
the
Star Wars kid, he wants Skidmark.
well, I know Viper Scout wants skid marks. So that's his favorite character. Um, yeah, will this include Treadmark?
I could just picture my grandmother when I was a little kid. If I had brought home a character and told her his name was Skidmark, she'd throw him in the garbage and talk about the devil. Like,
Grandma was hardcore.
oh, she was just like, there's a line, and anything cool is across that line.
Oh, Steve says it's a desert ride, so put a Yeti cooler in the back.
Yeah, man.
Brandon saying Desert Fox does nothing for me. Triple T first.
There we go. And I mean, like, that's to me, that's the sign of which generation of Joe you fell into, too, right?
Yeah,
There's the fans that like like I said, the real military comparisons. And then there's the whole market of Joe that have no comparisons at all. They're just fictitious,
yeah,
imaginary vehicles and characters. And they have fans too. Right.
yep. And they're trying to hit all of those, marks.
Yeah.
Let's see. Get through the screen. Got Legend series popping in.
Hey,
What's
Tony.
going on, Tony? How you doing?
Stay tuned, buddy. I'm going to be showing you guys what I was working on when I was watching your show the other night.
Graph saying they can make 10 times their usual numbers and still sell out Baroness in the bikini. And we did get to see that in the
Ages
cartoon.
4 and up, remember?
That's right. That's right. All right. So one that I've got is made to order. How about that? In either the whole thing or in sections. They could do it in
Yep.
sections and do made to order, make it modular. Do the way that people have talked about with doing the Terradrome, where you get enough parts of it to make it stretch out or wrap around. I can see them doing this as like a made to order thing. It could possibly be a HasLab and be
So-
like the Star Wars Cantina kind of vibe to this, but I'd love to see an updated headquarters with this look.
So this is something I thought they were going for with retail. When these fortifications started coming out, using the modular pieces that they were, you can see those vision ports that those 50 cals are firing out right there on the box. So virtually the same as what you get with those the modular fortifications we already have.
Yeah.
Right. To me, it looked like their goal was to provide enough kits that you could build things like this and possibly like a Terror Dome or a part of the battle platform using multiple kits. I still think retail's the path for that, but if not, made to order, where you give like flooring pieces and wall pieces and let people build these things for sure.
Yeah, there is some kind of way that they could do this to give us a headquarters. I don't, like I said, I don't know that it would be made to order. It might have to fall into HasLab territory, um, but I would love to see it one way or
Yeah,
another.
I for me, this is a HasLab all the way because it's just you're going to want to put electronics in this. You're going to want to do certain things with function for this. The other
Yeah,
sets that they have in the retail will go with this, but it's too big. Like just the floor molding alone would be HasLab all the way.
yeah, and you got a good point that I can certainly see it going that way, and I'd be okay if they um, did this as a HasLab because I'd really like to see it. And where the hell I'd put it, I
That's
mean,
the
it'd
rub.
have to have it. Yeah, it'd have to have its own table or its own shelf. It's like I want the Super Musk, that
Yeah.
ramen. It will take up this whole table if I buy the Super Musk.
And this gets into the point. Like I said, if you look at the entire run of the GI Joe 82 to 94 line and said Hasbro's going to do all of these things. Some vehicles are going and some sets are going to be epic failures. And this would count, I think, because of the space issue. And people will always say they want something until the very moment they're asked to pay for it or justify the want. And
Yeah,
this is the one where I think people would say, I want this. Okay, but I can't practically order it. Not practically.
yeah, and that's a good point too. I think if they did something like this, they would need to do it sooner rather than wait and do it later. Maybe they're
Yeah.
going to give us the last couple OG 13s and then do something like this. You
Well, I
know,
mean, it's a math equation they've got to address in the boardroom every time they come out with a bigger set. All right, we're taking another 2 cubic feet away of space on a vehicle set that we're doing for retail. How successful are the next two HasLabs going to be by projections here? Right? You start taking
yep,
away space, you're taking money away from a future product, possibly at this point in the collection.
yep. That's another way to look at it. I went to Yojo Depot a couple weeks ago, and he had just gotten in some stuff. He either bought or got in on trade, and one of the things he had was this box, and it was the probably the best looking headquarters
Mhm.
box that I've seen since 1983 when I got mine. The thing, I couldn't believe how good a shape it was in, and I was like, man, I'd really like to try to barter with him and buy this, but I'm like, where am I going to put it? Like, I don't
Yeah.
know where I would put the box for the OG one. So,
Yeah.
um,
When it's that
yeah,
big and you're trying to tie a room together too, you've only got really
yeah,
one, maybe two rooms it's going to go into before you're just hiding it somewhere.
yeah. This would definitely be in probably starting in the next room territory.
Mm.
Uh, do want to say what's up to Stu for lunch? How you doing,
Hey, Stu,
Stu?
how you
Thanks for
doing?
coming in, buddy. And let's see. Dave saying his daughter's
Mm.
already named Skid Row in his canon. Oh, Lego Star Wars kid. I don't know if they'll ever go balls deep with an HQ. I don't know. I mean,
Well,
maybe.
so here's the thing, right? I think back to when Ace did the Robin Hunter and the two variants that go with it. And yeah, you know, Hasbro raised a little bit of a hey, by the way, don't do it like that. But he got away with it and he did it. The reason I don't think Hasbro gets that upset when other companies like Real Fans or Ramen do vehicles that are so similar is because they have such a library to get to. It's like, yeah, okay, we missed that window. Let's move on. We'll revisit this later. We have tons of vehicles to go off of here. We're not going to
Yeah.
care if we lose that particular sale today. You know?
Yeah. Let's see. More talented engineer on their team, though. This is a pipe dream. They can't get roof panels that stay on roll cages that don't fall off. You're not wrong. So another one I've got under made to order territory, but this one could actually go fall in all three categories. What about the Cobra Wolf?
Yeah. So this one is a hard sell to me when there's the Ice Snake, which is a
Yeah.
smaller version of this thing, basically like one driver,
Basically.
one rider. Yeah. I would like this. I think it looks goddamn cool.
I always love this thing.
Yeah.
And I like Ice Viper with his size.
Yeah. But here's the question. Look at the size of that. That is like a his tank turned sideways almost.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really
You know what
wild.
I mean?
And you already got 2 cockpits for 2 figures. They like that. So
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know, as much as I like this, I don't know that they would do this given that they're doing the Arctic Hiss, you know.
That's exactly where I was going to go with that point. At this point, your collectors possibly have a snowcat eating up 2 feet of space on a winter theme that maybe they went and bought the Arctic Hiss to support that. How much more money and room are they doing to do that theme when the rest of the collection's moving on? Like, I think that might be asking too much. That's why I looked at the Ice Snake and said, that one's more comparable to doing another Ferret or something to
Yeah.
that effect, small vehicle, right? But the
Yep.
driver for this, the Ice Viper, I definitely see a place for.
He is cool as shit. I hope if we don't get a wolf, I hope in somewhere in this Arctic motif we get an Ice Viper. I like this
So
guy. This guy was such a cool figure.
I look at Vipers moving forward, and I mean, they have been for a little while as wave fillers. When you need a Cobra figure, and just to balance it out, I can make up a Viper, make up a Serpent. I can pull one out of anywhere of obscurity because they're out there, and put that into the wave. And some of these
Yeah.
Vipers are going to have to be pilots for vehicles we may not see in the line eventually, right?
Yeah.
Like Motor
Yep.
Viper, if he doesn't get the stun, do you think you won't see him?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like if we never get a hydrofoil, well, Lampreys, that's another one. You know, that
Mhm.
figure's so good, but how do you Lampreys they could kind of get away with? How do you do Motor Viper with no motor for him?
Yeah, and this is kind of when they did the Arctic Hiss. I saw them. Yeah, okay, we're gonna get more reuse out of that Snow Serpent buck, but they just kind of reused the old Hiss driver's head. Like when they say reusing the Hiss after 3 years, man, did they ever?
Boy,
Right
they
down to
got
the
their
crew.
monies.
But
Got their money's worth.
why they didn't try to achieve this character's look with their driver? I was like, what? Why not? Like
I
it's
thought
fine,
that
but
I thought that too, but they're going off of the whatever it was, the 25th or
25th.
30th,
Yeah.
that Arctic Hiss, and that's what the driver looked like, and they're selling us nostalgia, so and they already have all the parts for that figure, so
And I keep,
those
like that just feels like the big final like stamp it no erases don't even to ask us anymore because it's like when they modernize something we either love it or hate it but they want us to talk about it. But if they don't modernize something they're like, oh well, that's nostalgia. It's like, okay, this line changes a lot of things and then picks weird crosses to stay on, right? So it's just, yeah, you were doing the 25th anniversary, got it. That's
yeah,
fine, but there is potential to do something different. Yeah.
right. I got Cooter's Garage teleporting in. What's going on, Cooter? Let's see. There's the Evil Dookie. What's going on, Evil Dookie? How you doing, my man?
What's going on,
Uh,
buddy?
Motor Viper a motorcycle, and it can be reused for Sky Patrol like in 1990. Yep. So all right. So next one. How about that? Anybody gonna buy this if Hasbro does it?
Yep.
I've already got 2 cover girls. It's the same thing as Copperhead.
I would buy it. I'm just curious who they would throw into it. This is one you're definitely going to have a driver no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
It's a one figure interaction piece. And this is the problem I've had with a lot of vehicles on this scale is one figure interaction for that much space doesn't really cut it with me as far as value anymore. It's different when they're smaller.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, somebody's got to drive this thing. And would they change it around and where you can get at least 2 figures in it and use, like the Mauler hull, whatever?
Yeah, it's just in the end, it's sad because I think the window was with the cover girl figure the most sensible window. I still to this day don't understand why they had such a lack of faith in it. The line was young, vehicles weren't happening. That would have been a game changer, right? But now with all other companies like Valaverse making the Vanguard and Ramen making everything and Gridiron making everything, this vehicle has too much to compete against for the space it's taking. It's an unfortunate. Yeah.
And as much as I love the Wolverine, it might come down to what they put with it, like who drove it, like who the pilot was. It might come down to that for me. And Viper Scout here saying a female green shirt.
I would love that. Here's my next question. You and I are sitting in the Hasbro boardroom and we're trying to make a smart, not a fart. I can make those on my own. A smart financial decision about building this vehicle. All we got to do is justify reuse with this. We make this, then how do we reuse it? Where else is it going to show up?
Yeah,
that's where I prioritize it.
You would have to go somewhat the way Ramen did and make at least parts of this thing reusable into something else, I think.
I have no other Joe vehicle or Cobra vehicle that uses this chassis. That's a lot of plastic for a one and done.
It is.
That's the issue I'm taking with it.
Yeah, it is. Say what's up to Joe Fan 84. What's going on? Probably just got off work. Probably heading for the recliner.
That's fair.
Yeah. Let's see.
But yeah, this is why when I'm at, if Ace ever sees this video when he goes to Joe Fest, bring your Phalanx add-on packages to Joe Fest and I'll pick one up. Because that's the only way I'm really seeing this vehicle, I think.
Yeah, and I've got a couple of nitpicks with that pack for it, but all in all, like when you put that on the Hunter tank, I mean it gets the job done. It's what you want. You got two pilot spots for it. I mean, if you can get a hold of the Hunter and the Phalanx for it, you've got a perfectly serviceable Wolverine. It's the only thing it doesn't have is a Hasbro stamp and exact decals, which you can find.
Yeah, and I'm seeing Punk's comment about mentioning the other companies. Pull that one up there. It's just not that one.
Too far.
Yes, we know about the range.
I was way up there.
So I disagree. And Punk clearly knows more than I do about what other, because he talks to people that work for these companies, right? But I don't need to stop mentioning these other companies and what they're making, because that's part of the market. Is they don't need to acknowledge their competition, but there is competition. Somebody's trying to take money away from Hasbro and put it in their pockets. And it's just what they do. That's all I'm doing. It's like, I wouldn't invest in this because I've already watched a portion enough of the collectors buy up the Ramen Hunter. So, like just those kind of comparisons. And that's all it is. I don't think Hasbro really cares what Gridiron does, nor do they care what Ramen does, really, so long as it's not legalities,
Yeah. And I agree. I mean, we're talking about what if they're not going to make it, who is? You know, what are they?
Yeah.
What are other people going to give us? The Marauders Lynx. That's yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sorry, man. To me, it's also military strategy, right? You ignore a factor because you think it's too small. Guess what factor is going to bite you in the ass? It's that one that you let build into something else, right? And that's what I see a lot of the smaller companies in the competition. If they keep getting looked over by Hasbro, well, then yeah, that's the same thing to me, right? It doesn't take away their threat; it just gives them time to grow.
Yep, and maybe that weeds out some stuff too. You know that they're
Yeah.
like, yeah, we didn't really want to make that. Now we don't really have to because somebody else has done it, and we can do something more unique other
Yeah.
than a tank or something.
But
And I,
Hasbro as a company, yeah, I agree. They don't care what other people are
no,
doing on the general. But if they did, it would be so much better.
um, and Matthew says, I'm totally getting the Valinite landing. I'm definitely interested in it.
Everything to do with the
Yeah,
black, I'm looking at. Yeah.
yeah, I am too. I can't wait to see those in person. April, I think's what he said. Wasn't that right? Somewhere along in there.
March or April for the pre-order going up for the black. I'm not sure as far as any vehicles or anything, but
Um,
the first
co-
big war, the 4 figs, and then the 2 chase.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cooter saying maybe get a later driver with it, like Steamroller or Wild Card. Yeah, I'd be all right with that. I like Wild Card.
I mean, yeah, I'd love to see it logicked out. I'm just saying, in my mind, this is a tough decision to make a priority over something else that I can get reused from Tiger Force or Python Patrol or Crimson Guard or Arctic,
Hmm.
something organic to the line. That doesn't
Yeah,
stop them from forcing things in, though.
yeah, that's what she said. And
Namu
then,
says the fans' hobby, not Skyhawk, is better than Hasbro Cools make. So good now for that vehicle. Yeah, the Skyhawk, I think, proved a few things that I don't think any company liked them proving, as far as what
nope.
you can get for your dollar. You know,
Yeah,
I like that Skyhawk.
yeah. The thing is so good. It's so good.
Mhm.
And Punk saying you guys are your toy collectors. Most Joes aren't, and they want Joe collectors aren't, and they want the Joe version. And you do have a point. I was that way. I was that
Mhm.
way for a long time.
I, I think a lot of people definitely start off that way. Whether or not they remain that way after a few years of that line, if they're not paying attention to anything else, yeah, they stay that way. But if they're casually noticing other lines competing, they're starting to dabble, I think. So
Yeah,
I agree. The traditional fan is the Joe fan, but I think they're blended a lot faster than people think.
yeah,
Mhm.
yep. And
Yeah,
Turk saying
exactly
I buy
like
what I like,
Turk.
no matter who makes it. Yep.
Mm.
Paul's taking off. Have a good night, Paul. Thanks for coming by, my man. We got 36 people watching, between here and Crow. So guys, hit that like if you don't mind.
So I see Joe
Let's
as like Joe's weed, right? But not weed now. It's weed in the 80s, back when it was called the gateway drug. Everybody
Yeah,
liked weed, right? But the big threat was that you go into cocaine. Cocaine was 4 horsemen stuff, right? It's something that
yeah,
ate more of your money.
yeah.
Right? And I still look at it this way. Like G.I. Joe is a gateway toy. You eventually learn about other companies and go, hang on, let me try that guy. Ooh, this is neat. Monster Force, you know?
And that is definitely the way that it works.
Mhm.
Well, thank you, Dookie. Liked on both channels. All right, let's look at
Oh,
another
you're a
one.
good
So
buddy. Dookie, I'm going to be
here,
showing my neck, my build later. I'm building another set piece.
and it
This
looks
one.
awesome. So this is the one. This the one I think everybody. I don't know anybody that really doesn't want a Thunder Machine.
I'm I'm tired of even playing that. Where's the Thunder Machine
I
game?
know. I know.
Like it's a
I know.
gimme. They know we want it. Wasn't this on one of the HasLab sample lists for last year? Like when they did the and Punk can do this, 'cause he can remind me. There was a focus group a couple of years ago before they decided on the Snowcat and other things. And the Thunder Machine, I think, was always in it, right? But I don't think this needs to be a HasLab.
This definitely does not need to be a HasLab. So it's up to DMAC. What's going on?
Hey, buddy. Good to see you, buddy. DMAX, like a veteran to the channel.
Yep, it's one of your
Yeah.
first few, wasn't he?
Yeah, probably number one. Yeah.
Mm. Dookie's got a new Stinger coming.
Yeah. I've got a few of your videos queued up, buddy, like saved and ready to go. So
Um,
yeah, this one with Thrasher, this is going to be expensive as retail, though. That's my like my only thing is I think this is going to be another one where you're looking at a higher price point.
yeah, I do too. And Cromulent says they did that animation. It's coming. It's definitely. I think it's definitely going to be here
Well,
quickly. I think it's
if
going to
you're
be
using
announced
that as the example,
soon.
does that mean that Cross Country's coming? They did animation for him as well.
I hope. um,
Yeah.
they've put too much into like putting this out there, like everywhere,
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah, they've
You know,
overplayed this hand for sure. Like,
so Magnus doesn't want it. Okay, I was wrong. There's one person that doesn't want the Thunder Machine, and it's Mr. Magnus.
yeah, I so the challenge is like, how many ways are you going to use it? You know what I mean? Like, it's a Dreadnought vehicle, and it'll be the first real Dreadnought vehicle. You can't turn it into something else later.
Yeah.
And I
The
think
only
Punk
thing
is
you can,
making that same point right there. Yes. Yeah. He makes the exact same point in the chat, right?
yeah,
No reuse.
unless they do it later, use the parts somewhere later, much of them as they can. I think this would be a popular enough made to order that they could justify tooling it because they know they're going to sell this.
So
I
this
see
here,
this. Go ahead.
go ahead. No, you go ahead. Sorry. I'm eager.
No, you go. You go.
Fine. I'm going to tell you how this works. If it works as a retail, you don't do a whole lot underneath that chassis besides the seating area. Underneath the machine gun front end is just two posts, and you put in alternative options for new front ends, new back ends, new windshields, armor plates, or different tires. And you turn this into a Dreadnought troop building vehicle, something they can do differently. I'd buy three of these if I could get three different configurations and they all look different, right? To me, that is how you make the Thunder machines sell on retail, but it's still a higher point price.
It's going to be a higher price point no matter where they put it. If it's retail, it's definitely going to be higher. I've
Mhm.
got this under made to order. I think I think they're going to do it as a made to order, and yes, it will have a lot of new tooling, but I think it's going to be modular, where it's going to come with parts you can swap out.
Mhm.
Maybe you don't want the Firebird front end. Maybe you want something else. Maybe you want I don't know, a Chevette, whatever, and things that you can swap on and off of it. That strategy also applies to it being a HasLab. If they do it as a HasLab, it would make even more sense. They could put lights in it. I get all that, but I don't think it has to be or needs to be, but I think it would hit a made to order price point more than it would
Yeah,
make a retail price point doing that.
it's definitely an anomaly of a vehicle, right? Because of just that dreadnought factor and things like that. And then we're talking about the size and whether it's worth doing and things like that. Um, I've seen other areas like Warhammer 40K has a lot of kits that they make that they have to make, you know, different variations of. that because they're selling them at a certain price point. And this is the same theme. Like other companies do that. I can see it working with this, but I can see why this is taking so long to get out. Because ultimately, I think the easiest way to tackle it is just leave it as a HasLab because we're doing Cobra this year anyways.
Okay, makes sense.
Mhm.
I agree with Liquid Thunder Machine and Vamp Mark II this year. Made to order, he says on the Vamp. I think the Vamp would be retail and the Thunder Machine made to order either way.
Yeah.
But I do have Joe Fan, I'd love to have a toss and cross. I mean, they ain't gonna do a bridge layer. Hasbro ain't gonna, they're not, unless they can use that, like I said, that hull or parts of it for something else. They ain't gonna do a bridge layer. You might as well get the
Good thing
Hunter
you
and
are.
a bridge layer.
Yeah. The
But I
people
do
that could
think
afford to
that
buy the bridge layer bought one when Ramen did it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's worth every penny.
But
It's
not the
every
diehard
penny.
Joe fans. They're still going to hold out. You know, they've got those
Yeah,
pennies set aside.
it's worth every penny. D-Max saying cross country is one of my favorite Joe drivers. Same here.
Mhm. There you go.
And
I think
pop,
he could end up like a Copperhead.
yeah. And I'm fine with that. If that's how I got to get him, that's fine. Pop Blender hopping in saying the Fans Hobby Skyhawk is great, but there is a difference in the plastic quality and the solidity. Hasbro products feel more solid. Fans Hobby doesn't pass that test for me. Still good product though. I'm the exact opposite. I think it
Same
feels
here.
better than anything Hasbro has made yet, including
Man,
the Rattler, the Hiss, and the Dragonfly.
I would tell you the amount of times I've opened that canopy on the Fans Hobby ones to just listen to the ratchet and see it not wobble. I guarantee you, if Hasbro had made it, it would have broken by now. The man, like
Yeah,
but you know, agree to disagree, Pop. It's you've got your valid observations too. If you've noticed something, I'm not going to devalue it by saying like I completely disagree.
and I will second that. My butthole does not pucker every time I open the canopy on that Skyhawk, but
Yeah.
every time I open it on the Dragonfly and either Rattler canopy, I think, I hope I can get another one of these.
But this, you know, and it's good that Pop brings it up because this is the other reason why I ended up ordering that Acid Rain All Striker. In order for me to say a company's done really well, like is it's solid, I'd like to have more than one sample, right? To make sure it's consistent. And you know, I think the Airhawk is solid plastic, but I might not feel that way about that Jeep. I don't know yet. I haven't gotten it in my hands yet. So
Yeah. I have a feeling though, based on what I've seen, people that have the Fans Hobby, not All Striker. I mean, I think it's going to be about the same. You're going to think you'll have the same thoughts having the All Striker and then having that one. Be like, yeah,
Well, I mean, we already know how we feel about the All Striker roll cage, right? So
yeah.
it's a low bar set by them on Hasbro on that one. So.
It is a low bar to set. That's true. An Archangel saying, I'd rather have Thrasher either by himself or with a reusable motorcycle. Not me. If that's the only way I'm going to get Thrasher, okay. But something just feels dirty about getting a Thunder Machine and not getting Thrasher with him, or vice versa.
So let me ask you this, just while we're still with this Thunder Machine conundrum. Based off of what we've seen in the Energon U depiction of the Dreadnoks and historically of the Dreadnoks being a larger entity and we focus on some core members of it, right? What about a troop build Dreadnought with this? Something with like 3 different head options and different, you know, some choices where you can start buying troop build Dreadnoughts. I'm not saying it would have to come with the Thunder Machine, but could you ever see Hasbro trying to push some troop builders for Dreadnoughts?
If they think they'll sell, I'm not a big fan of the troop builder Dreadnoks myself, but that's just me. I know there's plenty of people that, like you're saying in this Energon comic, there's a lot of fodder Dreadnoks in it. So,
Yeah. Well,
so
later after the 94 and Evil Dookie caught on to it too. Yeah, there were prospect dreadnought figures. Like there
yeah.
were
Oh yeah.
all these different things, right? So, I'm just seeing it because Hasbro likes reuse so much, right? They
Yeah.
love their troop builders, and I don't know if the dreadnoughts are safe from that kind of a money grab.
Yeah. I mean, they very well could do it. I mean, it
That's called
if you
dollars.
if that's yeah, yeah, you get the trooper figures, yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
but I could see them doing it for people that do enjoy that later lore, and you got prospects in your dreadnoughts. I can definitely see them doing it. I like Lego Star Wars kids comment right here. This is how I feel. Thunder Machine is so wanted, it's not gonna matter if it doesn't have reuse. I
That's
don't.
just it
It
too.
don't
Like,
need lights.
so you could sit there and say that's going to prevent them from doing it. Then the same argument is what prevents them from doing the whale, right? Like if you want a whale, you can't let them say, "Well, one and done." Argument is the reason why we don't get it, right? We want these things whether we get them once or not. But
Yeah,
are they viable to make? That's the issue, right?
right. And they're here to make money. It's on the thumbnail. They're trying to get all our money. That's what they want. So, um, and no, Lego Star Wars kid has the fans hobby attack. It's like a mini HasLab. So,
Oh yeah, that's what I feel like it must be. Yeah.
and Pop Blender is smoking crack right now.
That's
uh,
good, buddy. You've been off it for too long. It's good to see you
yeah,
back.
that's right. Good. Welcome back. Welcome back to the world, cuz.
Pop is the one guy crack actually is good for.
That's right. It helps his pain. I'm
Yeah,
thinking
yeah.
the lady in Return of the Living Dead on the table.
The pain of being
Pain,
the dead.
the pain of being dead. Oh God. What's up, Starfighter? How you doing?
Her spine
Yeah,
moved the same way Pop's does.
the way his leg does sometimes when it's hurting. All right, trying to get through the comments because I'm way
The
behind.
dreadheads. I think that's what they were called, Carlos. I
Dreadheads.
think you're right. The
Yeah,
dreadheads.
yeah.
And they were
What's
like
up,
Larry,
Carlos?
Curly, and Moe, man. They were like three stooges with bandanas.
Yep.
They looked
Uh,
like Jim Carrey's character in Kick Ass, too. Like, just that kind of guy.
and they have a finite window for this selling anything. Well, they're going so hard on the dreadnoughts. I mean, we've got all of the OGs except for Thrasher and Zanzibar, who I kept calling Xandar. We got all of them except for them.
Well, I mean, we've got the ones that we were traditionally used to sourcing from, which is the 82 to 94 line. There's still Devil's Due and other areas they could dip their toes into. I mean, Helix is from a video game and Image, right? So it's like
Oh yeah,
you could keep building on it, but I see what you mean about they have a finite window for this to selling anything because once Dreadnought cease to impress because you've gotten the core group out of the way, yeah,
yeah.
people might not be as open to it, right? But
It
I think this
starts getting
definitely has
watered
that
down.
market. Yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll see because I mean we're gonna see it this year one way or another. So
Mhm.
I'm excited for it no matter what. So here's one that I threw out there that I never had this. So I want to say I know there's some people in the chat that did. I want to see what y'all's thoughts are on something like the Crusader.
Yeah.
So yeah. Does
So
anybody want something like this? Anybody want the Crusader?
yeah, let's go into your living room.
Space Whale. I never had it. I don't know if I've ever. I know I've seen it. I've never held one. I know I've seen it. It is pretty big.
You know what I'd like for a company to do? Because these are insurmountable goals. Like you can't have this on a classified scale. one, I don't think they would ever make it. Two, I don't think you could ever afford it. Three, I mean, you could once your wife divorces you, if you keep half of everything, still afford this possibly, but it's just not. It's not logical, right?
I don't know. Is the Crusader a dream project? Is this a definite HasLab? I mean, it's pretty big.
It is. It's. I mean, it's not the flag. We're not asking for a flag here, right? Let's be reasonable.
When you have too much money and tired of burning it in the woods.
Because it's got you need to have the shuttle. You gotta have play space. You know, it's only got room for 32 fucking figures in there. you know.
Um,
Here's the thing though. There's enough sets like this in G.I. Joe lore between this, the battle platform, the Terror Dome, the headquarters, the mobile command center, and countless other sets I can think of that a company would make a killing doing small projectors like this thing
mhm.
that project backgrounds on the back of a wall for you to set your figures in front of. This is how you get these cool scenes like the Defiant and whatnot to me on an affordable level is embracing the tech that we have right now. And I think a projector company would do really well with us toy collectors at this point.
Yeah, I still want to get one of those things for pictures. Still ain't bought
I
one yet.
I just mean like to me, this isn't even something that they've got on the table on a to do should we ask, right? This is a
Yeah.
oh god no, shipping and handling.
This is where the shipping and handling on Pulse Premium might make or break on buying it.
Good news. The freighter coming from China and carrying 4 of the new Crusaders made it. 4 of you will get your Crusaders today.
There's like 2 per container.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of it's mixed feelings on the Crusader. Everybody says it'd be crazy, but as far as people wanting it, yeah.
I'm glad. I mean, everybody's life is different, right? Some people can vision things for themselves that others can't, right? I'm
Yep.
just speaking from how I see it, but I'm glad other
Right.
people see it differently. We're diverse.
Uh, no, this Michael, this wasn't even part of the Defiant. This was a whole separate thing from the Defiant. They just put out a whole separate ass giant space shuttle for people
Because
that couldn't get the Defiant.
that's how fast that company was rolling in money. It's like, what do we want? Another space shuttle. Screw it. Right. Well, it was the 80s. Everybody was really fascinated with space shuttles too, right?
Cocaine, the hell of a drug.
Hell of a
Or
drug.
crack if you're pot blender. Be awesome to launch from our classified USS flag.
Yeah. I have a company plowing my flag right now.
That's
My
right.
length of my driveway.
Dookie says if we get the Crusader before the Thunder Machine, I'll give my collection away for free. I don't think you're in any danger.
Yeah, that's a pretty safe bet. I'm not taking those odds.
Ask Super 7 how big things go. Oh, I have seen the Cat Slayer. I have a picture on, I think I put it on Instagram a while back of like my head with beside the Cat Slayer head. It's about the
Mhm.
same size.
Well, also what the Cobra mothership failures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That how cool would that have been though if they'd actually been able to do it?
We'll never know. I
We'll
wasn't
never
ever
know.
cheering for Super 7 really, so it's fine. You know, their loss means nothing to me. Their win would
I,
have meant less.
I almost backed that thing at the time. I mean, I wouldn't have. Turns out I wouldn't have had to give them any money, but I did
Ding
almost.
ding.
Yeah, win for me, I guess. I still want
Yeah.
the Cat Slayer, and I don't have a single Thundercats figure.
Yeah.
It's
Yes,
just
it is.
awesome. William C. Emery's in the house. What's going on,
What's
William? How
going
you
on,
doing?
man? How you doing?
What's going on? Just reading through the chat. So I just kind of threw that one in there to see what you guys thought about the Crusader. And actually, it looks like it's mixed feelings. I think it would be sweet, but I don't know that it's something that I like want or need, but I think it would be awesome to see it.
I'm trying to zoom in. What's with the little stumpy silver engine? Was that, is that just the way that, is it offset? Is that actually, oh, there's two of them. Okay, never mind. It looked like they were in a row and they just had like one stumpy replacement engine. But now I can see there's another one tucked behind the other one there.
Yeah.
I was like,
Okay.
this has to be about the perspective, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. This thing got all kind of boosters. This is like Spaceball One.
That thing is tracking, and
It's
good thing it's blasted off too, because that guy will drag behind it on that cable, and that'll look
yeah.
really good.
It's gonna be like one of the paddle ball things
Yeah,
in
there's a
space.
lot going on in this scene.
Nobody can hear you scream because you've been beat to
Yeah.
get death against the side of a space shuttle. It's so big, it even comes with its own other little spacecraft to launch out of it.
Yeah. Do you ever see the movie 2001: Space Odyssey?
I have seen it in installments. I never liked it. I've seen
Okay,
it.
so this
I don't know it.
this box to me looks like what would be Hal's last stand, because Hal was the supercomputer that turned on them. It
Yeah,
looks like he's kicked the pilot out, and he's just letting everything go on this one.
yeah, just launching everything out of the bay. Uh,
Hmm. Fire up the boosters. Make sure they're shooting when they leave the bay.
yeah, just fire it all.
Yeah.
Fire all of it.
Let
Oh,
her
Kyle
rip.
Jack, what's going
All
on, man?
right. Kyle Jackson, K Skills. Hey guys, if you guys have been watching my channel, you saw because I had no G.I. Joe classified new figs. Kyle's the artist that sent me the Barracuda, which is his custom Cobra Eel female frog woman. And he's been itching to try and catch you and I live. Well, no, this is a you and I screen, not a me screen. He's
Okay.
been actually trying to catch a backyard battlefield for a while. So that's why I'm pointing it out. He finally made it. It's You're doing it again. You're driving me mad. Okay. Anyways, good to see K Skills. Thanks very much for that figure, man. What I meant to ask you is please let me know if you want that figure back. I got the right address for that, but just let me know if you need that back by a certain timeline, right? Because I've taken lots of shots of her on my shelf and everything like that, but I think you did a really good job with that. I'd be really happy to return that to you if that was that's something that you needed back. I just couldn't get that out of your note, buddy. Anyways, glad you were here tonight.
Yep, I'm glad you made it. Thanks for tuning in, and that figure
Mhm.
looks awesome. Looks great, and a lot of 3D printing love for the Crusader out there. You
Mhm.
got something to talk about for a minute, so I can take a quick break before we look at the Hasbro picks.
Yeah, okay, we'll do that, and then I'll take a my break after.
That'll
Sure,
work.
I'll
Be
show
where
the
to be.
guys what I'm working on right now. How long are you gonna be?
I'll be a couple minutes because I think I got to run pretzel out. So
Okay,
this
you
time,
might as well give me solo screen, and then we'll go from there.
all right, I will be
Guys, I'm
back
gonna waffle
in
through this. Yep.
momentarily.
No, you didn't give me solo screen. There it is. All right. So I'm doing a video. I've been
Yes, I did.
taking it.
Shut up.
Motherfucker. You're supposed to be a ghost, motherfucker. Ghost. Um, I've been recording it as I've been going, but I'm working on a townhouse row housing that I'm making out of some sort of Barbie LOL base. Basically, $1.99 piece of plastic that I'm turning into this thing. So it's going to have. I'll do this. Hang on. I'll do this. Whoops. Nope. I won't do that. That's not glued in yet. Don't worry. But when the lights go out, it looks like this. So I'm hoping to have some good Halloween photography with this once I'm done with it, painting it up. So I wanted to have a very clean looking house, and there'll be a video with it later. I'm going to clean this all up. It's clearly not done yet, but this is so I can do holidays. So, like Christmas and Halloween shots and things like that. So I had a lot of fun. I went to Michael's. You'll see it in the video. I actually went out and bought actual doors, frames. I have brass and things like that to add to it. And the lighting has just been me farting around, tinkering around. But one of the biggest reasons I was telling Darren I was laughing about it because I got all excited when I discovered how badly I needed these things is for those of you who have bought your HasLabs before or anything large for a toy, you'll recognize these corner pieces and how invaluable those were to a lot of builds lately. These are almost the perfect little building tool when you're trying to construct walls. So, so I've been sitting off camera painting up more brick and everything. I'm going to cover all this up and we'll have a nice little, I don't know what, Seinfeld esque kind of set. You can see I was doing like, you'll see it in the video. I had, you know, good cop, bad cop, roommate picks and everything in mind, and just a lot of fun skits ideas and whatnot. And I'm going to actually go and spend a hot dime on actual dollhouse furniture that Michaels has for it. You could actually get really nice chairs and couches and TVs and whatnot. So I figure that'll be good. You guys know I like to have different backdrops in my vids and whatnot, and I'll tap this one the same way I did that the other one. So that was it. That was all I was going to show you guys. Comic books. Darren's gonna come back soon, right? Don't forget GI Joe Energon number 17's out today. Right, that'll conclude the Dreadnought War and roll us up into other things. What else? I'm sure I didn't get any more figures, right? No, I didn't. I I was trying to think if I did or didn't. No. As far as there we go. That was the first thing I had was a picture of it. Darren, are you back yet? Are you playing head games? Probably not. All right. Talk about. All right. I wasn't going to bring it up, but I'm going to bring it up, guys. I have to go for neck surgery. I have something going on in my neck, and I just found out about it recently. Doesn't sound like it's cancer from what the tests are saying, but there's going to come a point where I'm going to have to disappear for a little bit, go back under a knife. Yay. The thing that's kind of cringed me out about it is it might affect my voice. And if it affects my voice, then I'm not going to be able to do videos for a little while or for however long that is. And if it permanently damages it, I need to find a way to get AI voice. I have no problems typing in everything I want to tell you about a figure and everything like that, but I want celebrity voices like we were talking about it, subscribing to a service where I could get Morgan Freeman's voice as an AI voice, or Johnny Depp from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Get
Just
busy
let you guys
living
know.
or get busy collecting.
There you go. Yeah. So there, I killed time. Get me off that screen. Oh, I hate looking at myself.
Well, you
So
can't
old.
just leave them with that. You gotta, like, all right, you know, like, all right, I told you about that. So, we hope everything is benign and you don't have any issues. I didn't know if you were going to bring that up or not. So, hope
You
everything
left me
works
too
out,
long.
brother.
It's just like, I
Well,
really don't have anything else to talk about.
Pretzel came in here twice. Usually he'll come in here once to check on me, but when he comes in here twice, it means get your ass up because I don't have any little people here to go holler at to take him out. So I had to go run him out. So I did hear you talking though, had my headphones on. Tuco Viper's desk is one of those dollhouse pieces.
Oh, from the Michaels. Yeah. They make some really nice ones. And yeah, I didn't know that's where it's from, but that makes sense. But they're almost the cost of a figure just to get a good furniture piece, right? Like,
yeah, some of
I
them,
wanted to
the
get,
set I got was pretty decent, I think.
yeah, I didn't leave a lot of space in there for tons of furniture, but I pictured like a lazy boy chair and a end table. And when I was looking at the prices, just buying two lazy boy chairs is going to be like $50. I was like, man, that's
Yeah,
a,
they get pricey.
yeah. And then thanks everybody for your sentiments, of all types. That I appreciate it, but everything's fine. I just, like I said, left on my own too much. I thought the dollhouse would take me longer, but yes, that is something I found out recently. That's news to me. So now it's news to you. At least I'm transparent. I'll tell you everything.
That's right. All right, let's look at some stuff that may or may not be HasLab. Do you need to take you a quick break first?
No, what I'll do is I'll just turn off my camera and go about my business. You know,
Okay.
you guys, yeah.
All right. So I'm ready when you are. You can
No, absolutely. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm on a computer, not touchscreen. There we go.
you gotta carry a whole laptop now. So
Yeah, it's
no,
like The Simpsons. Eh? Video phone, mom.
that's right.
Oh, oh,
Uh,
Lisa.
see, Matthew says at Hobby Lobby the 112 for format is cheap. So that's where I got mine is Hobby Lobby, and it wasn't that reasonable. And I'm trying to remember the name of the brand. It seems like it's like a street or something. I got it
Yeah,
marked on the
I'm.
bag.
This stuff reminds me of like Dollhouse for Swedish people. It's very high end, but yeah,
Oh yeah.
you think it would be cheaper than it is. But I think Hobby Lobby and Michaels probably carry a lot of the same lines. I don't have a Hobby Lobby out in my area up here. I don't know if they're in Canada. I'm told they are, but I don't know where. But we have
Uh,
Michaels.
yeah, well, Michaels. What's going on, Dreadnought K6? Um,
Yeah.
yeah, Michaels here is not as good as Hobby Lobby for stuff like that, though. For
No,
from
and
what
mine
I've
no.
seen.
Yeah, and that we have like 6 Michaels in my city. This is only one carries these kind of things, like the
Mhm.
dollhouse stuff. The rest of them don't. So the
Yeah, they've
windows and
got.
the doors were all I was after, but
I've got a couple things in there from there.
mm,
From Hobby Lobby. I've got some couple windows and doors that I bought and haven't done anything with yet. They're just sitting there going, try to paint me. Um, all right, so you got your laptop, so you can see the
oh
screen.
yeah, my
So,
you guys are
all
you're
right.
blessed. Let's go it.
So, what about the tactical battle, transportable tactical battle platform? I think this would be a great HasLab. We've talked about this one before. Like a whole ass playset.
Yeah, man. Um, there's so many different ways to do this. They'll pick the most expensive.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, I look. I never had this as a kid. Did you?
I did not. Pop Blender had it. I didn't have it. Evil Dookie says Mayberry Street is the name, and that is it of
Uh,
the dollhouse company.
oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
There we go.
so Pop Blender had this. I never did have it, and this thing was so much fun to play with.
It looked like I mean, like this is for the kids that didn't get headquarters a couple of years prior, right? So they get this. And I like this better. Like
Yeah.
I the thing when I see this though, I look at this and I'm like, this should cost me just maybe the same as a plastic folding table. Like it just that thought crosses my mind. Like, this is how you achieve this. You embrace folding table technology and build on it. Go.
Folding tables have gotten quite expensive.
Not as expensive as a HasLab.
This is true. This is true. I think that would be a way to do it. You could take where you can pop the legs off of it and pop stuff off of it, fold it up.
Yeah. But remember when we were talking about the modular idea, right? We said the
Hmm.
headquarters. And this is what I'm saying. What if those same flat planks, say there's two major flat planks that this thing is built off of, or the same two flat planks that if you invert them make the headquarters, right? And you have these universal flooring. If you wanted to, these two flat planks, and next year you'll see them as Terror Dome flooring.
Yeah,
It's just if they start constructing these materials, then these sets become possible over just buying the components over time.
yeah, yep. And they could definitely reuse a lot of pieces in this later on. I mean, you have to, like you said, the decking, give us a new missile launcher, give us the gun. That gun could have maybe eventually turn into the twin whirlwind. Um,
Yeah.
Liquid's got a good point. The crane missiles and gun turret would be on that shitty vehicle weapon peg
Oh,
system. I would hope as a
That's the
HasLab, maybe not.
No, but that's the best part, right? They've spent so much
Swap
on
it.
tooling and designing this that they can justify having a few parts be so simple post swapping. Oh, it's unfortunate that didn't work out, but you see why we kept it simple, right? To save you the cost,
Yeah.
right? It's just one of those, it's a low hanging fruit excuse that you can just have ready.
If they improved on the peg system that holds that stuff in, that would be fine, and you could move that stuff around. You could swap all of the stuff around and configure it
Yeah.
how you wanted, but they
Yeah.
would definitely have to work on that peg
If it
system for this
were
stuff.
Yeah, if it were a HasLab, you would assume they would have some sort of strong clip system, like what held the Dragonfly together in assembly and things like that.
Yeah,
But if we're talking about interchangeability, then you have to go the cheap way, right? For
yeah.
universality of the components to come. And then you get to say, oh, well, we couldn't spend a lot on doing this because of this, you know?
Mm. But I mean, I think this one would be perfect. So I just seems like a lot of people would be down for this. Graphs still have this,
I
could use a classify one, and Carlos says it'd be the size of a poker table.
And that's just it. For the customizers, you look at a poker table differently right now. You're like, I could do this. Just
What
build
if you
off a
could
poker table.
what if you could use it as a poker table when you got it? Come
I
with
mean,
the
if you
felt
made it
top.
so those things slid off and it stayed level when you put another like top on it, yeah, why not?
I've
It's a
got a
load bearing toy.
I used to play a lot of poker. I've got like 2 of
Me
those
too.
tabletop things. So
Yeah. Oh geez,
I
I've never had a poker table, but now I wish I did. I did play a lot.
I played a
Mhm.
lot of poker.
Mhm.
Um
Can you imagine what Gridiron would do to one of these?
Oh yeah, God, that thing it'd be the price of a good used car, but I mean it'd
Yeah.
be awesome.
When Mark
Shark
built his
eyes.
empire.
How'd the dentist go? Must have went pretty good. You wasn't in there that long. So
That's
he
why it was a
says,
good visit.
not sure if he's here, but Joe Arra 3D printed one of these today. Today? Like the whole thing you printed
Oh, dang.
today? Like, how many printers do you have, Joe?
Send it
I've seen
over.
a
I'll review
couple. Yeah,
it.
I've seen a couple of 3D printed ones. They look
And
fantastic.
to me, that's also like that's the caveat of the whole discussion in the end. Like there's always the 3D printer guys. If you want something bad enough, there's a file out there. It's just
Yeah,
it's gonna take you a lot of time and frustration to print it yourself, but you can get it, right?
yeah. Joe's here. He's still here. He says he started the base today. I can't. You have to keep us updated on that thing
Mhm.
because I'm interested in that. Jetman says Legend Series is building one out of styrofoam.
Yeah. Yeah. And going back to the universality of
Oh,
this
that
again, you get
sucks.
into these modular weapon systems, they won't look exactly like these. They will be some happy middle ground that could go either way, Joe or a Cobra, right? Like Stinger missiles reuse and things like this. Like,
Yeah,
but it is very doable.
yeah. I think so too. I don't think this would be that. I mean, I don't think this would be that hard for him to do.
No,
Uh,
there's so much simplicity to this that that's what works for it.
yep.
Mhm.
Joe started the base today. So
Yeah. And that's why people get surprised by the price of 3D printed stuff is like, why is it so expensive? 16 spools of filament, go price that
16.
right now and realize how far he got, right? And what about if the machine screws a piece up?
Is
And
that
then go
just for
assemble
the
it.
is that just for the base, Joe, or is that an estimate for the whole thing? Because if that is just the base for it, that thing it is gonna be the size of a poker table.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yes, Brandon says the helipad better hold my dragonfly if they made this 100%. Even though it has a skyhawk on the box, it better hold a dragonfly.
Hmm. Yeah. So, it's
All
the
right.
estimate for the whole thing,
Okay.
but still not a cheap way to go. Right?
No. And,
It's
and
yeah.
Turk saying resin ain't cheap either.
No.
Uh, Mothership is that space station thing. Yes,
Yeah,
that's it.
the blue hooded cobra head that
Yeah,
flies.
yep. All right,
Yeah.
I got a few more of these. Let's try and run through them. So
Good. These are fun.
next one I thought of for HasLab. This would have to be a HasLab. There's, it's bigger than
Yeah.
the Dragonfly.
It's just the functionality of this with what two separate pods that
Yep.
detach, cross rotor blades. I mean, it's cool looking.
Did you have this?
Nope, this was after. It reminds me of like a P-38 or something, like the old World War II planes, like
Yeah.
with the dual fin back.
This thing, so I had it. I did have the
Yeah.
Mamba. This thing was so weird, but it was so much fun to play with.
It looks like it was a lot of fun. It looks like a aerodynamic nightmare, but
Yeah, we're not working out the logistics of how it actually works now. It's G.I. Joe. So. But
no
yeah,
one's got that degree.
Yeah, the dual rotors that are off center, man, it was crazy. But this thing's huge. The Mamba's huge.
Did you ever watch the show Community? That
No.
It's the guy that made Rick and Morty, Dan Harmon. He made Community. It was a really good show. It kind of launched Childish Gambino there. Anyways, names aren't important. They did an entire animated episode, like a G.I. Joe cartoon. As this guy's like, he was knocked out, had a dream he was in G.I. Joe. And at some point, they get away in the Cobra Subma Chopper. And that's what this thing basically was. It was a submarine helicopter. It was just kind of their nod and joking at G.I. Joe and how they make the most ridiculous vehicles seem really cool, right? Get to the Subma Chopper. Donald Glover. Thank you, Stu, for lunch. That's the name I was thinking of.
Man, if there was a Subma Chopper, it would have to go through the water like Slave One. Because of the propellers it'd constantly just be going down. They'd have to go this way.
If you ever get a chance to watch that episode of Community, type in Community G.I. Joe. You'll see it's they got Troy and Abed. Abed plays Spirit basically, and he's constantly breaking the fourth wall about racial stereotypes. Like they do a good job breaking Joe apart on that one.
I've heard people talk about that episode, and it sounds funny. I've just never watched it because I didn't watch the show, and I felt like I'd be missing some inside jokes or something.
Yeah, the big thing is you would finally happen. What would happen if G.I. Joe accidentally killed a cobra? Like it actually happened, and that one of those shots actually killed a cobra. That's what the whole episode tells you.
Okay.
So yeah.
I'll have to. G.I. Jeff, Matthew says that episode.
G.I. Jeff, yeah.
So
it's.
Is that the one? Is that the one that had? Isn't that where Tight Ship come from?
Yep. Tight Ship. I got 4 kids.
Yeah. So I thought that's where that come from, was that episode. So
it's a good one.
Most everybody's would be down for Mamba, so I don't want them to do a HasLab Mamba because it would be $400 and I would want it.
But here's the thing.
He got fired from that show, Jet Man. He left. He
earned his way out. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of big names were attached.
He still talks shit about that show.
Yeah. That show to me was up there with The Office. But here's the thing about the Cobra Mamba as a HasLab. 3-figure tiers makes sense for this one, right?
Yeah. And you get 3 different versions: pilot, 2 gunners. So
it'd just be repainting. Left gunner, right gunner.
They literally have an L and a right and an L and an R on their chest. So
it's not Tomax and Zaymon either. It's just 2 useless Tweedledum Tweedledee types.
And then you have to look at it and hold it up, and you'd be holding it up like this, going, now do they go in my left or this left?
Yeah. Why does the right gunner have pinless knees and elbows, but the left gunner doesn't? I don't get this.
back to the drawing board. All right, Mamba's a good one. So here's one that if he's still here, I know he's gonna chirp in on this one is about the Mean Dog.
Oh, I love the Mean Dog. It is absolutely the best sci-fi military hybrid vehicle, I think, in the line, but I'm not holding my breath for it.
Somebody mentioned getting wild card, as a separate driver. He was a good good one.
Mm.
Look, you got hit and run in there, and who's that? Who's that on top, Pop Blender? Who's that guy? Who's that? I know why Woody likes this thing so much. It's got his favorite Joe on his favorite vehicle.
So the thing looks like a post-apocalyptic nightmare rig, right? The thing I
Yeah,
didn't like about it is exactly what you're zoomed in on right now. I didn't need it to be different vehicles and a stationary gun. I liked the articulated hauler feel of it. I thought that was kind of cool, but I didn't need it to detach. But it would have to. If it was a HasLab, it would have to do all of this. And there you go. There's your money.
and you have three separate places to have to find to put AA batteries in.
Yeah. See, it'd be cool if they'd found a way to replace that cannon with the flak and kind of kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a good idea. But I love this thing. I had the Mean Dog. This thing was a lot of fun. But although I did like being able to split it into the separate stations.
Sure.
I wasn't crazy about the gun being its own independent thing, but the two vehicles I really thought was cool. Like this front one, like use this one as like a little escape pod. If some, it got hit in the back somehow, got damaged. But then, I mean, look how big this thing would be. You could put, I don't know, 2 or 4 figures in there.
And that's the thing. I would want this because I didn't have it and I don't have the child connection to it. I would really want them to update this and make it into something probably a bit different than what it is. And that's losing the point.
Yeah. But this man is a support vehicle or an assault vehicle, and having the troop transport part of it. I just thought it'd be a good pick. I don't know if it's iconic enough.
No, and then not only is it not iconic enough, but again, the size, we're getting back to, is this a whale? Would you buy it even if you knew there was no reuse? Would that be enough for us to make kind of deal? This one without reuse, I'm like, that's a hard sell. That's why now that I said it, I go back to what if you made the HAL, you made the Whirlwind. What were the other big guns in the first 82 wave? It was HAL, Whirlwind, and Flak.
Flak. Yeah, the Flak.
So if you made it so any one of those 3 guns operated with this, then I'd be like, all right, now we got something working there. But as much as I'd like this, I don't see it in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good, the size, I mean, was what I was going off of. Like, there's no, this is a made to order or a retail. Like, this is definitely a HasLab if it ever got done.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have to. Then the shipping would be a nightmare, but all HasLabs
granted,
are.
I've never taken the batteries out of my Hiss. I've still got
neither.
the same batteries in it that got put in it the night I got it. But keep an eye on them as I don't take my own advice. So, all right. So, fine, Turk. Fine. The whale. There it is.
Yeah.
So this one's a no-brainer. We've talked this one to death. No negotiation on this. This is another poker table.
I mean, yes, I think every GI Joe fan and every military toy collector fan that dabbles in GI Joe would see a spot for this, and I think we'd expect it to be a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see like especially anybody that watched the cartoon. I don't see how people wouldn't want this, aside from being scared of how much it's going to be. This is a $400 HasLab at a minimum.
Minimum.
If they do it. So, and I think they're going to do it. I think we're going to get it. I think we're going to get it next year. I think
So
that's what it's going to be.
it's going to be a really weird game to play with this one. Here's the thing. Okay, let's speculate this one again. Do you think 400 is the right number for this? Well, how much was the Rattler?
The Rattler and the Snowcat were 325.
This, I think, uses way more plastic than either of those. So I think 400 is a good start point, but then you're going to add figures to it. Here's my question. Is this the one where you say you don't want tier unlocks for figures? You just accept cutter and cutter only? Or do you need the tier unlocks for this one?
I'm like that with pretty much all of them. I was like that. I've been like that with the Dragonfly and the Rattler. Just give me Wild Bill, give me Wild Weasel. I don't need anything other than cutter with this.
Yeah, and it's a weird one because I'm that's the first time where I'm like, yeah, usually tier unlocks aren't they're great incentives for some, but they when the price keeps going up, you don't want them there as long. And this is going to be the highest costing HasLab if they made it. I don't want tier unlocks.
Yeah, I don't need them, but that's the kind of their thing with the HasLabs is doing these tiers. So, and yeah, Carlos says the whale is the Joe's version of the sail barge. And as far as being the most expensive thing they've done yet for that IP, yeah, it would be.
So I'm kind of with Memu Master on this one, Matthew. I agree. I think 500 is the minimum on this one because like we said, it's going to be the biggest thing out there in there. It's going to have so much plastic capacity to interact with everything. It's like a sail barge and the size and weight of it. They're going to want to add some sort of lighting feature to this. They're going to want to have some sort of tech to light up the interior, especially, right? And then, no, I don't think HasLab is in the game of not releasing figures to bring this price up. I think the tiers would come and they're going to charge you an extra $75 to $100 for figures on this thing.
Oh, I don't disagree with you. I think they would too. Is just I don't want it. I just want cutter, but I think they would do tiers just because that's the HasLab thing. You know, it's going to be 500 either way. Do you want this extra stuff or not?
Also, if I'm an aggressive, if I'm trying to sell this to you, the first thing I want to hear from you is that you love this thing, but you just want cutter. I'm like, yeah, the more important part of that was you love this thing. I'm adding 3 more figures. Do you still love it?
Yeah.
Right. Like that's the driving point.
Yep. You know, and that again with the back to the Snowcat, like I definitely didn't need anything other than Frostbite with that Snowcat. I like everything that it comes with, but I'd have been fine with just Frostbite and the same thing here, but that's not what they do with the HasLabs.
And that was another point I meant to bring up when you brought up the Ice Wolf, right? That's another reason why I'm like going, I don't think I'm going to see Hasbro putting a lot down on the winter line. One of the things that everybody was saying about the HasLab for the Snowcat is they didn't even understand why it was a contender. They don't get snow, right? When you lose a lot of your market because they don't relate to your product on that particular hit, I would take that as a sign, right? The Hiss, I think, sold because the HasLab happened, right?
Yeah.
If we didn't get the Snowcat, you weren't getting a Hiss like that. You get the Crimson Guard Hiss.
Yeah. I think you're right. Now, the Snowcat, though, I don't know. I see there being Snowcat is kind of like water, like at least when you're kids, right? You can imagine it. So I think it could kind of go either way that way. And Lego Star Wars kids saying the tier unlocks should not be part of the price point. They're just there for full fun, and they are. It's if it's $400, it's $400, and if it hits the other tiers, it hits them. If it don't, it don't. But the 400 theoretical 400 is the price of making everything if it funds. So if it doesn't hit all the tiers and it funds, they've already paid for anything plus made money because they don't have to make those extra figures.
I think the
So
only places that ever got complicated as to where they were expecting their funds to come from and where they were throwing them in was with the Rattler patches and with the bivouac site for the Snowcat,
yeah,
because it's just two different approaches to toolings required, right? Like a patch is a different company entirely, but the
yeah,
bivouac, if it didn't sell with the HasLab, when was the next opportunity for them to bother with it? You
right.
know,
Chad Farr is here. What's going on? Teleporting in, saying the whale's tricky. You have to have everything original, plus so many add-ons. They don't really have to like. There's not that much with the whale. They would really have to like modernize and change around. They could just about keep it just like this.
so
Update the guns a little, but the missile pods and stuff.
I said it jokingly when I first started as a channel. I tried making one of these out of foam and wood, and a mouse ate the entire side skirt of my project because I left it in the garage over the winter. So I gave up. Um, think outside the box, right? What do you really need as far as plastics on this in the traditional sense is everything you see in green, everything you see in black. I'm talking about that skirt. That could be inflatable rubber. That could be a goddamn balloon. If they did it right, it could save so much on weight and plastic because it's a rubber skirt. They just need to find a way to do it right. Right? Like
Yeah.
there are corners they can cut that would make a lot of sense with this. Whether they do them or not is a different story.
And the other thing is, one way or the other, it needs to float. And then you got electronics. We've talked about that before.
And I disagree with it needing to float anymore. Okay. The reason they floated as a kid is because they were portable toys and because family activities involved a lot of outdoors, going to a pool, going to a lake, going to a cottage, traveling, and kids with toys were quiet kids, right? So parents supported this. We're those kids now as adults. Are you going to haul this? Like, very few of us will haul these things out in the lake just to get photos and things like that. Yeah, that's going to happen. But you're not taking these things outside en masse and playing with them in the same way. There is no need for this to actually really float if they really wanted to keep the cost effective.
I see your argument. I mean, it makes sense. But a few of us, not all of us, because this thing's definitely getting some pictures in the creek
Oh, I know you'll put it in the creek
with the
one way or another.
GoPro strapped to it. I've done it
I
with
would
the
try to.
original. So
I think it would be
say
cool if
what's
they
up.
did do the balloon, like if they did it with the rubber, and just like with a USB port, had a little plug-in where you could plug a little blow up in, because hovercrafts can lower when they let all the air out of that skirt
Yeah.
and then raise. That's a fun play feature to watch that thing raise before you play with it.
Yeah, I think it'd be great. I mean, I'd be down with that, assuming they can demonstrate to me that the technology works right and the thing holds the air when you want it to hold the air. All of
Mhm.
that, all those bugs get worked out. Yeah, I would be down with it being inflatable because classified it is doing what we had to use our imagination for as kids. So make it work for real. I'm good with that.
Yeah,
Just
be
Jeff
innovative.
in the house. What's up, Jeff?
Yeah.
Let's
If they
see.
look at their
Yeah,
most recent, really
yeah,
most positive criticisms from their fan base, it's when they've taken something crappy and got really innovative with it. Look at Raptor, look at Crystal Ball, right? Prime examples
yeah,
of that entire theory in play. When you start thinking outside the box on the characters and going, how do we make it actually work? Right? There's different ways to look at these big projects and keep the cost down. It's just
yeah. Um, Mrs. Death charges so many accessories. Yeah, it had a lot, and I
yeah,
agree. Matthew saying it needs the float, it needs the little bike, and it needs the sled.
it does.
Um,
Little e-bike, yeah. And the
yep,
escape sled. Pair of pair of trusty 50 cals with, no ammo on the coming into them on
They
the front.
they haven't made a set of trusty 50 cals yet
No, but
because they
you'll
keep
get them one
using the
way or the other.
same. Yeah, they keep using the same shitty ones. If I see that fucking thing on a HasLab, dude,
I'll tell you what always kind of baffled me. We joked about it in my regiment a lot, like, because especially once I got my tank gunnery and everything like that. The concept of this thing firing those big cannons on the move. First off, it's a hovercraft, right? It's sitting on an air cushion and recoil's a real thing, right?
Yeah,
And there's no
it's just gonna
recuperators
go.
on those guns at all. There's nothing behind those guns, right?
Yeah,
I
they're just mounted to the frame, mounted to the
Yeah.
bulkheads. Like,
I'm like picturing Cutter lining up the shot, and then it's like after he stops spinning, all right, let's line up the next
Yeah.
shot.
yeah, it's a fucking wave and just like, oh shit, we just took out 3 devilfish.
Yeah.
All right, so let's keep moving.
Mhm.
I got a few more, and I'm not in
No,
a
that's
huge
good. I'm
hurry
having fun.
tonight. So
Hope the
all
chat's
right,
having
so
an all right time.
they're staying, so I hope so too. Seems like it. So all right, Graph. Enough of this cute boat. Bring the moray. There it is. There is this year's HasLab. I
I
think.
want to agree. I really want to. I never had this as a kid.
Other than the fact that it didn't float and went straight to the bottom, it was awesome. You had to be careful with the hydrofoils.
Yeah, and I remember the hydrofoils were the fascination to this for me because Miami Vice like shows made boats really cool, like
Oh
cigarette
yeah,
boats and speed
yeah.
boats. And this came out in that era, and I never even saw it on the shelves, or I would have, done the child tantrum till I got it, right? But
I loved it.
but as
And
HasLab,
I think it works. I know some people disagree with that. I think this is freaking perfect for a HasLab. Yes, it's huge. It holds a shitload of figures. It hits everything that they're doing with the HasLab. You got an awesome driver. You could do a couple of Cobra Sea Vipers or whatever. You know, I think it'd be perfect for a HasLab. It would also be expensive because it is big. It's also
Mhm.
going to be a $400 HasLab plus.
And to give you an idea what that looks like on just outside the box, $400 would buy you an RC boat of almost the same scale that you could rip around a lake and actually do stuff with. And it floats.
It will literally buy you one of those little 2-seater pedal boats with the rudder and that you pedal. It will
Yeah,
buy
no,
one of
I-
those. They're
But
$379.
this to me is the vehicle that would disprove Hasbro's speculation that there's no place for water vehicles. Between this and the Devilfish and the Nightlander, those are 3 water vehicles I've heard every collector talk about, some sort of desire for, regardless of whether they have a whole lot of aquatic figures or not.
Yeah, I mean, they're giving us snow. We just talked about buying or not buying a snowcat because you're an adult and you lost some of your imagination. So, or when you were a kid, you didn't have it because your parents thought it was stupid. You lived in Arizona, they didn't buy you a snowcat. But it's the same thing with water. It's the exact same thing with water.
Yeah. And this is kind of where, like what we were talking about, where else they're going, right? Like, it's the same with the desert, guys. Not everybody's been to a desert. Not everybody lives near a desert. And not everybody's a big fan of the desert, right? But we're going to have desert themed stuff. Eventually, does Joe go to space? They did before. Do we have to have Joe in space? I know I've never been to space, so I don't really need space, but
Yeah. But they sold a lot of space stuff. Some people like the Crusader being in here. So,
yeah.
you know,
So we're getting to
that's
those
kind of
jump
why.
off points.
It's kind of why I threw the Crusader in here. So,
Mhm.
um,
But
Jeff
remember when
saying,
Cobra
bro, we
Law?
get snow in Arizona. Okay, not South Arizona.
I remember when Cobra Law hadn't come to this line besides Serpentor, right? And guys were like, Cobra Law is my jumping off point, right? And now they're
Yeah,
still here, right? So it's like, yeah, all these things, we're still here. So why are you scared of water, Hasbro? We're still here.
yeah. And we got some, we got the divers this year. We got Hydro Viper coming.
Yeah, you
Hydro
can't say you're
Viper's
not
been
supporting it.
Hydro Viper's been name only. Somebody had mentioned earlier, Shipwreck V2. That's got to be coming. Either that
I'd
or the
love that.
Devil's Due. I'd like the Devil's Due version more, with him in the stocking cap and the beanie and the
Mhm.
sweater. I'd like
That's
that
cool
more
too.
than
Yeah.
the Seal version, honestly. But
If Deep Six were to come with the shark, like
we're
where's the
Deep
argument
Six.
going?
We got Deep Six on the way, with or without a shark.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carlos wants Space Joes. Lampreys,
And
yeah, Lampreys is such a good looking figure, and they need to test out. They need to test out that silver for when they do Special Mission Brazil wetsuit.
sure. And yeah, those other things that we could build off the retail market and get away with people ordering in droves, right? Special team stuff.
Look at that
Um,
water
yeah.
playmat
Yeah. All right. Again,
for your shelf.
projectors. Yeah. There's
That's
ways. This is, to me, it's to them, just for them saying like we had other ideas of what we want to do in order, but we are getting down to a HasLab that this year will be Cobra, right? So this isn't the first
most
time the Morays come up, but we have
yeah.
the Thunder Machine.
I think this year it's one of the two. They're gonna make the Thunder Machine a HasLab, or it's gonna be the Moray. And I'm always gonna pull for the Moray and for Thunder Machine not having to be a HasLab.
I'm
All right,
inclined to agree. It's yeah. You know what
let's
sells this finally? Last point on this one. Think about reusing those ski rockets from the Snowcat.
yeah. Why not? I just want the snake. I just want that snake on something. I think this is the best looking vehicular Cobra logo that they ever did, was the snake on the side of the Moray.
I wouldn't disagree.
See anybody disliking the Moray. I think that's the most popular one so far. So let's look at a couple. I got three more of these, and we'll try to run through them. So what about the maggot? Any love for the Cobra maggot and worms?
I mean, not from my preferences of Joes, but I definitely see it as it's not much different than the Mean Dog in its entire concept. Did this come out as the same year as the Mean Dog, or
yes, or very close?
Yeah, it looks like they were really working a point.
I had both, and that's why I had them. Was I liked this modular design. Again, this can be a little troop transport here. It's got the little control panel. There's just a lot of neat stuff they can do with this set, I think.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's the same points as the Mean Dog. I like the articulated tank idea, the big mobile gun platform. I maybe don't need it to go apart, and that's losing the point. But as we go down the Cobra line, eventually, sure, why wouldn't you try this? But again, what's the reuse?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely got some sketchy, like, what are we going to do with this? But I love this. I just always love this giant ass cannon. Worms is a really cool figure with one of the most valuable pieces to complete a figure. It was just a lot of fun. Again, with the vein of the Mean Dog, just the taking, and that's what they're wanting to do with these vehicles. Is we keep hollering play sets. one vehicle you can break up and put in 3 places on your shelf or in your diorama.
And this is where I keep coming back. Like this, I'm going to mention the fourth option again, right? We said retail, we said HasLab, and we said made to order are the options, right? To me, the fourth option is Blokies. If Blokies were to jump on the idea of tackling a bunch of obscure G.I. Joe vehicles that Hasbro had no intention of making in the classified line and letting you build them, and they just happen to be something that scales with a 6-inch figure, to me, that's a big workaround, right? I would buy those
That'd
up in
be
droves.
awesome. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that's how I would solve this. I'd just be like, give it over to Blokies.
Blokies would be an awesome idea for stuff
Mhm.
like this. So I don't think this is in any way popular enough to be picked for a HasLab. I just talking about the size of stuff, that would have to be a HasLab if they ever did it.
Yeah.
It's not in the realm of reality to get drivers and pilots figs only going forward. No, they're going to have to. I mean, there'll be a lot of drivers and pilots I think we'll see and never get their vehicle. What just happened? Did I freeze? Am I back?
You're hi. Can you get us?
I'm having weird internet things, I
Oh
think.
dear.
Oh, wait.
Might have shipped you
It
that
sounded-
Canadian internet.
Yeah, the damn Canadian internet along with your fucking Canadian air.
You're not dropping enough A's.
Yeah, well,
So
all right,
Stu for lunch. Can we highlight his comment? Let me see if I can do it. Oh,
You
I
can't.
can do it. I just did, didn't I?
No, I clicked
no,
on it.
no, you can. Okay. I don't know, because I was pretty sure Lego has a mission statement not to do war-related toys, but I've seen them come real close when they did the Indiana Jones stuff. So possibly.
Yeah, that's
There's
true.
something
They
about
did
them and
some of the
guns that
tanks.
they don't like. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe not war guns, because I've got a couple Lego sets where they come with little pistols.
I think it's not real warfare stuff they don't do.
Okay.
So G.I. Joe might be just sci-fi enough to do it, because I mean they gave stormtroopers laser rifles for their Star Wars stuff, right? So
Yeah.
if you think about the Sunbow rifle, they might do a Lego version of that maybe, or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Jeff saying Indiana Jones is fantasy and so Star Wars. So yeah, maybe so. Clint Jorgensen's in the house. Anybody order Mondo Chitara today? It's a damn good looking figure, but no, not a Mondo guy. They look fine. I just, it's like kind of like Gridiron for me. I know it's good stuff. I love the way it looks, but it's out of my price range. They start making G.I. Joes. We'll see.
Yeah. Everybody else is saying it was me that froze, and that's what threw you off. So I'll try and move around more.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, you're fine now. All right. About this bad boy. 100% HasLab. How much would this thing be? You guys think?
I've seen guys trying to 3D print this on Facebook. So
yeah,
more than the whale.
Way more than the whale. This would be 800, probably easy. I think if the whale was 4 to 5, this is 8 all day.
Well, I like how you're zooming in on the size. Over 3 feet long, they boast, right? And that's at 3 3/4 scale.
Yeah. So it'd be almost, right at double that, give or take. A little more less than double. Yeah. So this would be probably sail barge size. I think.
Yeah, I mean, when we talk about things that are beyond a dream project, I think this is in there. This is up there. You know, it's just I would never say absolutely no, they'll never tackle it, but I don't see anybody but the rich being in the price point region of it and saying, "Yeah, I can order this and find a spot for it and everything like that." You know, you need accommodations for something like this.
Yeah, this is
Good night, Chapman.
see you later, Jet Man. Thanks for tuning in, brother. Yeah, this is definitely starting a whole nother room for your collection territory here.
Yeah.
But it would be amazing. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I don't know if they did this, I don't think it's not something I could afford, I don't think, but I would sure try.
Yeah. It's a one I'd have a hard time looking at seriously. I'd be like saying, it's just not high on the list of to-dos I don't see for any department in Hasbro.
Caliber 46 inches in classified, 6 to 800, bottom entry level, I think, for it. And you can sleep in it and you camp in it too.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Aaron Trump
give it
can't
some
afford
extra
that.
function. If it can support a spare bedroom mattress on its frame, then maybe I'd look at it, right? Like a box spring and a mattress set on top of this thing, we're good. Yes.
It's the rolling guest room.
That's right. We're adult collectors. We have adult needs. I have guests.
That's right. I might be able to sell my bed and buy this and just sleep on it. So, yeah, and there you go. There's a comment for you. I don't think they'll do this, so I'll use the gridiron phalanx as a stand-in.
And that's just it. Like, I mean, personally, I think the GI Joe APC should have been on this list, and like there's some discussion of where that would go. But the phalanx is way cheaper than what this would be.
Yeah, and it's expensive, but yes, it would be double probably, I would think.
Yeah, but you're still getting a dozen figure interaction.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, you could fit a ton of figures on this thing. And Jeff's saying it'd be nice if they just made all the mini play sets slightly larger, made that into a HasLab. 4 sets just bigger with more crap, and put it together like a base count.
I like that.
I like that idea. I like that idea.
Yeah. That's something that's been absent from the line that we had 82 to 94 was there used to be all these similar price point to a figure sets that you could buy. They were ammo packs with extra kit and accessories because you would lose yours all the time.
Yep.
And there was like the pack rats or the mini ranges and all these little grab sets that you could get cheap, right? So yeah, it'd be nice to see HasLab revisit that and say, here's a bunch of them.
There was all kind of stuff that you go to the store and mom was like, nope, not buying that $10 vehicle. How about this $3 one or this $5 whatever, so
Oh God, yeah. But that was a different game back then, right? Because you were manipulating children to harass parents. You had Saturday morning cartoons that would put the seed of thought in your head, cartoon to drive it home, and then your mom would make the mistake of taking you to a fucking department store, right?
Yep. Get you all hyped up on sugar and sugary cereal and probably Pepsi or Coke.
You were viral advertising, driving at home, say, buy this or your life will be hell because I'm not going to stop. As an adult, your wife will just stop having sex with you. So you don't get to use that approach.
Well, Michael Morris says he's got the answer for that. The wife hides the rockets all the time. Not
One, I understand. Two, we're going.
Not
they're
a vehicle.
Both missing. Interesting night.
Yeah, right. Honey, did your friend come over tonight? Not a vehicle that's necessary. No one wants the character Armadillo. If he come with this, I would want him. All right, got one more of these.
Sure.
What about this bad boy as a HasLab? I
Does
never
it
had
need to be?
this. It's huge. It's
Is it
pretty big.
huge?
It's pretty big. It's a
I
big
never had it
vehicle.
either. Really,
Yeah,
really.
I didn't have it. If I had have still really been heavy into GI Joe, I would have had this, and I will still. What year was the Stealth, guys? 91, something like that,
I
somewhere
feel like
along
it's
in
got to
there.
be 90 or 91.
90, yeah, 90 or 91. But I wasn't buying as much stuff then. I was skipping figures. I didn't get a lot of vehicles. And at the time, I thought this thing was just way too spacey because I didn't have any of the space stuff. So at the
Mm.
time, I was like, yeah, my Sky Striker is fine and my Conquest is fine. I don't need this thing. But as an adult, I want this plane. I'm not even really buying vintage stuff. I want one of these as an adult. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, I love the look of it as as far as a sci-fi looking stealth fighter jet. Sure. I think Hasbro looked at the response to their Rattler and are like, yeah, let's not roll that dice again. I don't think they're going to revisit a massive flying vehicle again because of a lot of what the people were saying is I have no space for this and things like that, like the wingspans and things like this. This one's got the benefit of a short wingspan, but long and wide body, right?
Yeah, it is. It's very
Yeah.
long, and I see where you're coming from with not revisiting the bigger air vehicles because they gave us the two most iconic ones.
I mean, after that, you would have to think like, yes, maybe this is up there, or the Night Raven, or the Tomahawk, right? It's just which ones with the toolings allow people to have the most space issues without, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
You got the Sky Striker, you've got the Night Raven. They would both be huge. This wouldn't be in the same size as those.
Mm.
It's not as big as I don't think it's as big as the Night Raven, but I believe it's as big as the Skyhawk.
And it comes back to what I was saying before, right? The figure interaction is actually more important to the classified line than it ever was to the 3 3/4 line because of the space these things manipulate. Your
Yeah.
figures alone manipulate their own significant footprint. So if this thing's going to occupy 3 feet of space, I want as many figures being able to similarly occupy that same space in some manner. That's why so many people have their rattlers on a landing pad with people working on it, right?
Yeah.
It's space. This
Yep.
gives you a pilot spot. Where else can I stick a figure on this?
That's it. It would have to be, you'd have to at least have a double canopy. So,
Yeah.
uh, and this was 88. This come out earlier than I thought.
Oh, wow.
I just
Okay.
looked on 3D Joe's. It was 88. So this was actually earlier than I thought. Chad here was closer than I was.
Mm.
But I just thought because of the size, talking about stuff that would have to be HasLabs would be this would definitely fall into that category.
Yeah, no, I like this as a candidate, but it's just not. To me, it's a bigger problem than other options out there. But I almost pride myself on being wrong a lot. So
So those are some of the ones that I went through. So I got a couple here of things that go back. Let's see where to put it. All right. So I come up with a couple of things that not that I would like to see them do either in made to order stuff or just general retail release stuff. So
sure.
I've only got a couple of these. We'll look at these quick. So one thing I think we desperately need, and I've got two versions of this, is a war room. a briefing room, a war room, something along those lines. And I've got two versions. I've got like a futuristic kind of modern one with the holograph map and stuff, and then round table, and then I've got the other one that's a more classic briefing room kind of thing. I would love to see something like this. Mix the two of these together, give us file folders, give us some chairs for the brass to sit around. This little thing right here, give us some maybe magnetic, some little pins or something to put on there. It put the like the flight path of missiles or whatever, maybe
Mhm.
some vinyl graphics where you could change this thing around. Just little dio type pieces like this where you could set scenes with. You were talking about the dollhouse furniture. Stuff like this would sell to us. Might not sell to kids, but we're the ones buying this.
Yeah, and honestly, it's one of these universal concepts, right? It's a diorama it's a meeting room. Yeah, that works for so many different properties outside of sword and sorcery, right? Like so many different reasons to be in here. It can be everything. I just don't think it's I don't want Hasbro doing this. I want them because I want them doing it because they are the easiest, most obtainable company for me to get this through. But
Yeah.
I can think of about 3 other companies I think would do a far more insightful job and wouldn't be bent around the axles about which licensing they're trying to get around, right? Like Hasbro, I think would need to have an actual movie that used this before they ever did this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
think
love
it would
these kind of
be,
backdrops. Like,
yeah. I
yeah.
mean, if they ever got, I mean, if they ever got into stuff like this, I mean, just the like the dio pieces and the scene building, and I think even if the files have Cobra symbols on them or the Joe symbols or whatever, because that's mostly what I'm going to use it with. I think this would be awesome if they ever made this stuff for classified. Yep, coffee cup reuse. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Just finally we can write
What's going
12 more
on?
names on these.
Yeah, got Ken the band teleporting in. What's going on, Ken? Um, so I got those. I'd like to see something like those, and then the next one is like a forward operations, like a big tent type thing. Maybe it's part fabric, maybe it's part plastic, but you've got again files, the top secret, put Cobra on there or whatever. Maps, tables, netting, throw in this one's got some laptops, some communications equipment, um, bunch of
Uh,
little just random things. You've been in one of these. What do you
I was
think
gonna say,
about
is this
something
AI
like this?
generated?
This is.
Yeah, I know because it's missing the coffee station with all the snacks. Man, you don't have a CPU without hot coffee and sandies on there and
Yeah,
cookies and
yeah.
shit.
Go
There'd be
ass of
smokes
throw.
all over that place too, and tins of
Yes,
chew.
cigarette butts everywhere, like a haze in the air.
Yeah.
No,
No, yeah,
uh,
I think there's definitely a market for these things, right? But the detail to some of this would make it so expensive. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't want the same map repeated over and over again. You wouldn't want the same
yeah,
computer screen repeated over and over again. Cam nets, you like details. Like I would love this stuff. Again, I just Hasbro, I don't think they'd be the guys dumping money into this. It's some other smaller company that's gonna make a killing with it, right? Like just I do these like fans hobby. Yeah.
I mean, I know like this is stuff like Gridiron or a company like that would
Yes.
tackle. They have a map pack that I'd like to get that uh would works with anything. I see a lot of people using it with the Indiana Jones figures. Um
Yeah,
I
there's
think
a
it'd be
few.
awesome.
Yeah, like the Gridiron does do a lot of stuff like this that I saw in their catalog. It's just I'm not convinced the associated price with that makes it viable versus if somebody were to do injected plastic versions of this, right? But that's kind of where I'd be like, I'd like to see another company approach it using injected plastics versus 3D print, and then see where that price point fell.
Oh, I'd rather it be fabric and plastic than print. Like
Mhm.
I'd like to be able to move the flaps and maybe put a little bit of Velcro on them or a snap or something. Um, Camo netting fabric that you could hang on it.
If you look what Fisher Price used to do back in the 80s with some of their 4-inch and 5-inch scale figures, they had a lot of fabric tents and things like that. Couldn't have cost them that much to do. Um, yeah.
Oh, yeah, man, use the bivouac frame twice to make a tent. I want one bigger. I want one you could put a lot of figures in, put like 6 guys in, spread out. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
you'd almost want a hard plastic mold, like the top of the APC for the Joe, you know.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
But
yeah, I like to spread them flaps too.
so
Out.
this kind of tent is called mod tent. It means modular tentage, right? It's just as
Okay.
many A-frames as you make it, and you attach the sidelong purlongs, and then you throw the piece of canvas over it. So you can make them in varying size. So a sectional version of this would go a long way. It's just when you want to make multiple sections. So you have the choice of how many ways you'd make it, right? But I would do it in hard plastic. I wouldn't bother doing fabric. It'd get
Okay.
too weird, too hard to do in fabric.
All right. Stu says I got that Adventure People tent on my shelf right now. Love
There we
Fisher
go.
Price toys.
Stu knows what I'm talking about.
Stu always knows. I got one more, and this one would be like another modular play set, but a
Mhm.
big one. I'd like to see an armory with like
Mhm.
an outside, some type of outside bunker type whatever fencing, and then an inside with something like this. Give us some weapons crates, some storage racks, a giant version of the inside of the hiss with the weapons racks,
Yeah.
still doors that you could open, like scene setting stuff.
So, I mean, I'm with you 100%. And I don't know why Hasbro isn't identifying this for a 6-inch line. They identified this with Star Wars a long time ago. With their vintage series, you can go out and buy cantina sets, hallways from from the Corvette or from the Death Star or from a Star Destroyer. They have so many backdrop pieces, right?
Yeah,
There's a market for it for a reason. And 6-inch figures need a backdrop. You wouldn't have to make this very big. Just make it flat, long, and able to take up the back of a shelf. A
yeah.
little bit of function. There'd be a huge market for this.
And
I'm with you.
I would like an outdoor part of it too, like
Yeah.
for the hiss to roll up to and blast through. I'd like to have something like that, but I would settle for
Yeah.
just the interior. So
I mean, I'm not going to be looking for the highest amount of detail and play factor out of it because I want it to sit behind the figures, right? The figures are going to draw my eyes, and I need it to be affordable if it's going to be of any size. But
yeah,
yeah, man, like how many people have shelves of Joes with nothing behind them or nothing under their feet or nothing going on because that's just too much of a cost or
yep.
it's not there.
And I mean, and I always say like I'm gonna hang some fabric behind that shelf, or and I don't ever do it. Like I have to move everything, and then But if I had something that I could put around it or put it in on the shelf and have that whole little separate scene, stuff like this, where you could make a compartmentalized, on the shelf. I'd love stuff like this. I just don't know why they don't want to go into doing it.
Because Joe is only one branch of a very large company, right? Like how much, again, we come back to how much do you want them to invest into that when they're trying to explore every other possibilities? And I'm sorry, but figure collecting's popular right now, but the future is tech, right? Like
Yeah.
of the electronic medium. So yeah, I don't know why they don't do that because I would buy it, but I kind of figure I might know why they don't do it because on the grand mass, it's a small market, right?
All right.
But for
What?
smaller companies, it's huge.
Yeah. So hopefully, hopefully we'll get some stuff like that from somebody. I'd like to see it Hasbro, because I know it would be a lot more affordable than if somebody like, I keep going to Gridiron, but a third party, it's going to be more affordable, I think, from Hasbro.
So here's my question to you, right? We keep saying third party, 3D print, Hasbro, made to order, HasLab. Why not look at one of the competitors and just be like, they should be doing this? Valiverse should be making backdrops for his stuff, right? Like he's got
Yeah.
some insights onto putting bases and he, likes to explore the creative sides of things. He talks about that all the time. And he's constantly criticizing what other companies don't do. Well, nobody's doing that, right? Not on the
Yeah.
big scale. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't have to be Hasbro, but just because talking about using it with Joe's. Yeah. I mean, if Valiverse made something along the lines of that, I'd buy it. And it was mentioned earlier. Like, if I think it's cool, I think Turk said it. If I think it's cool and if it's going to work for what I want, I'm gonna buy it. Don't have to be this or that. How many of us have a
Yeah.
Fortnite boat? you
Well,
know?
exactly. That Fortnite boat proved a lot of things. Drew a lot of eyes to Fortnite for one. Like it did them a big favor for other collectors that didn't even play the video game.
Yeah, I never. I wouldn't say never. I played it. I think I played it 3 times.
I
Um,
played it for the first time, like in November. My son had it on the Xbox. I was like, "Oh, this is Fortnite." And he showed me, and I was like, "Oh, okay." It's like everything else, first person
my
shooter stuff.
my ex's youngest son, when we were together, he was like just embedded in Fortnite. It was Minecraft, then it was Fortnite, and he was trying to get me to play it, and he wanted me to start playing it, and he wanted to play it with me, and was like, dude, I don't like these types of games. Like, I don't like battle royale games. But he's like, oh, just play it, and I'll tell you what to do. I was like, okay. Like, so I sat down and I played it, and he was telling me how to play it. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And he got mad. He was excited, but he got mad because I survived to like 12. Like I was like I got killed when I was
Oh
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
12th person left, but I
Thought
did
you'd
it.
be dead right away.
I did it just because I ran from everybody. Like, I didn't know how
Hmm.
to. It's like, I'm not going to try to get in a gunfight. I'm going to run. So I kept running from everybody and getting away. And he was like, "That's not how you're supposed to play it. You're supposed to fight." Like, well, I come in
Yeah,
12th, didn't I? I fought at the end, and I was gonna fight at the end. I wanted to see how far I could go just running. Thought it was
yeah.
hilarious. So
I
after
did
that,
better
he
than my
didn't want
son
me.
expected to.
Yeah, he didn't want me to. He didn't want me to play Fortnite with him after he saw my strategy. like fuck these battle royale games. Give me 6v6 on Shoot House. What you got? Any other closing thoughts on our topic tonight? We're running 3:33
No,
right now, so
I don't think we ever hit the cap on where that discussion probably could have gone with other vehicles, and oh
oh
geez, you
no.
guys saw that fly go right in front of the camera too. Bye bye sync. Um no, I got nothing else to add, man. I think you did a good job putting those slides together because I didn't send you jack shit. So
I just picked out a bunch of different size stuff and just wanted to kind of see where people were on what they thought it should be. And like, we always talk about like one or two, and everybody's like, oh, it should be this, or like the Thunder Machine, it should be this, or it should be that. I thought I'd just pick a bunch of like size bracket ones and see what people thought, what people would be willing to pay for them at certain levels. Uh,
mhm.
um, just curious. Good topic since the made to order thing's not going anywhere.
Yeah, and excited about what made to order can represent, but if it's going to just be limited to reusing HasLab frames and presenting them, then I can I can plan around that. You know what I mean? Like I can almost anticipate what's coming if that's the structure of it. If it's
Yeah,
not, it'd be nice to know if that's not the structure of it. Should we be speculating at new projects or just be looking at recycling?
that's a good point because if the made to order stuff is just going to be done out of reuse, it loses a lot of the appeal for me. You know.
Well, it also loosens up a little purse string sometimes that might have been tightened. Maybe I wasn't going to go in on the HasLab because I thought the next made to order was something I've been. But if I can predict that it's just, it's going to be, oh, it's going to be this Rattler. No, I'm not into that. Okay, I'm going to buy the HasLab this year, right? Like,
Yeah, that's a good point too.
not me. I
Uh,
buy every fucking thing I see. But
right. Uh, and Jeff
feels
saying
like,
Extreme Sets does some simple Dio backgrounds. There's a bunch of
yeah.
those I'd like to get. Amazon's have had some on sale last week.
I have two of them in my videos all the time. I have the Dojo and I have one of the, I think it's Sector 3 or something. They're invaluable, but they're a little bit more costly than I thought they should be, but they're
They
worth it.
that's what stopped me from getting them. Like I like the small ones, but I like the big ones too, like the big layered ones. But they are nice, but I think they're a little pricey. So anytime I
Yeah.
look for them, I start with what's on sale when I look at them.
So I bought mine used Facebook garage sale off the same guy who's another YouTuber. I can't remember his name. It's like the Toy Collector something. He's a local here, and he is the guy that has a Joe army almost as big as Woody Triple Twos. He just presents it differently. All right. And
Yeah,
he's constantly upgrading his room and getting rid of old background pieces. That's how I came across these. So I always look at Facebook garage sale going, is Mike he bought a lot of stuff lately. Is he getting rid of more of
yeah.
these backgrounds? I'll buy them.
Making any room. Let's see. Come on, baby needs shoes. Yep.
Yeah.
Matthew's got several of the extreme sets. Matthew's got the dojo one too, don't you, Matthew?
Yeah. I like them because the Sector 3 one, especially when they're modular like that, maybe you don't need the whole set for something
Yeah.
and you can kind of move them around and do stuff, right? But I'll be honest, guys, like I enjoy building sets because it just is keeping me busy.
Yeah.
I'm retired, right? But if I were working, yeah, I'd be definitely buying more of those sets.
If I had the skill to build the stuff and the time to put into it, I'd love to be able to build more. I just kind of dabble in it a little bit, but I'm only so crafty and and time wise, like I'm better off most of the time, I think, doing a backdrop or buying
Mhm.
something like that.
Well, and it's the reality of the collecting, right? One, a lot of people, like, if you're just a Joe collector, great. But if you're a toy collector, like collecting the things you collect is hard enough to sustain. To support them with any other supporting products is
Yeah.
almost not doable for a lot of people, right? So you want them to be affordable.
Yeah, and we were talking about going and buying the dollhouse furniture and stuff just for your dios or doing pictures. Um,
Yeah.
let's see, here's HasLab is the Aspen re-release the Dragonfly to combat it. Never gonna happen. No, no, it's not. Carlos Ninja Battles playset. That would be cool. That would be a deep cut.
Well, I mean, yeah, because they did some play sets when they shared the line with Street Fighter for a year or 2 years, right? Like towards the end, they were merging with Street Fighter and doing some sets with that. Now that Jada's got Street Fighter, I don't know. Maybe they could still pull off some of the compatible sets without using the name. Hi, Allison.
What's going on, Allison? How you doing? Joining us here at the end as we're wrapping up. Thanks for coming by. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, the that well is deep. There's a lot of stuff, they can do, they will do. The Arctic stuff we talked about, like these no name kind of mishmash figures. And I think we're gonna get a lot of that this year.
Yeah, and then like you said, the no name mishmash. Grim Viper went over with a lot of people really well. And it didn't with me, but I mean that's fine. Right. They probably heard that loud and clear for the next couple of years to breathe life into this line. So reuse stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I actually really like the Grim Viper. I like, it's a figure I wasn't gonna get and said that till I actually had it in front of me and it's like, yeah, I'll pick him up. And now I have two. So
I,
um,
I neither like him nor dislike him, but I
yeah,
what I do find is, he's definitely a comment on what they decide to do with money. Do we want to do money with kit or do we want to do money with figure? We're going to use a little bit of money on the figure.
yeah.
That
We're
is
gonna
all.
we're gonna use a
Just a
little
bit
bit
of
of
money.
money on the paint. We're
That
gonna
was it.
change the paint. Take
This is
take
a paint job show.
take two arms from that guy, two legs from that guy, that torso, that vest, that head, and we'll just paint it all another color and see what people think.
And
What
then do the
sold
big
the
old Gatling gun rather
Yeah, fuck
than
that.
technical kit. Like, yeah,
What's
I would have liked him more with it, that gun. That's for sure.
insane? Oh man, what I really think what sells that figure is doing the skull mask in actual skull colors with the eyes that look like the Garrido art. Like that's what sold that figure for me.
So the most fun I've had is taking that head right off that figure and seeing what other heads work with that buck even better because it is a really good camo tactical soldier buck underneath
Yeah.
that. I don't need to turn this into the Cobra Ghost Rider, meets fucking Commando and Rambo kind of feel. It's great that it's out there, but it doesn't need to be that. I'm having a lot of fun moving that head around. I've put it on a snow serpent. I'm going to put it on other things and I put other heads on that buck and gone, this is a good buck. But
Yeah.
the Gatling gun to me was just, it was almost like an insult. It was like, really, you're just gonna phone it in this hard, eh?
Yeah.
Like this thing's not that great.
Yeah. I would have rather them had given them the like the LMG that Stalker had that we've seen 100 times. I'd have rather them use that if they were gonna do a gun. I get the
Yeah.
point they're trying to make using that gun. At least they didn't actually use the Saw Viper gun.
So here's the thing, right? That gun, you'd think it's the most common section assault weapon we have for heavy support, more than an M60 or any other kind of gun. It's like, hey man, when we watched you guys fighting against everybody, how come you didn't have like two Gatling guns on the side, just mowing them down? It's like it's not that light, guy. But
Yeah.
eventually you're gonna get rock and roll V2, and we're gonna get smaller Gatling guns. And I'd like to see. Maybe I don't need that to be the first appearance of it in Rock V2 to get a smaller barrel Gatling gun. I like the Gatling gun concept, but I like the smaller ones a lot better, like urban assault Gatling guns where they're like this big, you know?
Yeah. I mean, even like old painless Jesse Ventura's, it was a mini, and
A
I
mini.
did all
Yeah.
I did all the math on that one time for Lawrence and Matthew and for like the weight and all of that. And they can make that shorter and make that doable. But let's see. Adam saying, Fax Crow and the figure looks so much better with a M4 or AK. All they needed to do was sculpt one new rifle for it. They have a
Mhm.
very good AK in the line already. They could have given
Yeah.
him that. They could have
I
used
mean,
it.
yeah, there was something about that character to make it a heavy support just because you were using the rock and roll, or sorry, the roadblock buck.
Yeah.
Just that was like, where's the insights here? Did you look at your product and try anything else, or did you just say fuck it? You know, like it felt like a little fuck it with the luck on the paint job.
I think they were like, we need a Cobra heavy gunner. Who's the biggest figure we got? How can we make it look the most intimidating? And they
Mhm.
said Roadblock and Range Viper and put them together, and then saw Viper vest.
Yeah, yeah. And then
Mm.
we'll do this again for the winter stuff and just redo the Saw Viper, which was so popular, right? I mean, it's fine. I expect this kind of stuff. It's just when they came out the gate and all the response was so great about the Grim Viper. I feel like a year from now we're gonna revisit and people will say, I wish I didn't say anything about it. I wish I just quietly said, "Hmm,
We'll have to get Arctic Grim Viper.
oh
Mm.
man, girl Grim Viper, fucking female Grim Vipers, and
Graph nails it right here for me. Seemed like they were just trying to make a video game brute baddie, a mini boss, or or a
yeah.
wave leader. Yeah.
Yep.
Um,
I don't hate on them for
Steve.
it. I just won't pretend it's anything different.
Yeah, it's lazy.
Hey.
Steve popping in. Hey, hosers just got here. What's going on, man? Hope you're doing all right.
So I gotta wonder if I'm gonna say hi, Ken, even though that's definitely another channel issue. It's not ours. But maybe it's hi Steve. I'm not ever sure when we're talking to Delta if we're talking to Steve or Ken.
Oh, that's
I
Steve,
always
I'm
assume it's
sure.
Ken.
No, that's Steve.
Is that Steve? All
Yeah,
right.
that's Steve.
Yeah, because Ken uses the Toy Connections account when he's here.
You
So
can
yeah,
still
sorry,
say
Steve.
hi Ken by association.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks, Steve. Yeah. Takes me a second to you guys hear what most people just keep in their head. I spill it all out for you.
Yeah, big dirty RPK or something.
Yeah.
Ooh, an RPK. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah. I mean, it's enough. I'm not saying Grim Viper's a bad figure. It's just I'm not on board with the he's freaking awesome. I'm like, yeah, he's a lucky strike. I feel like we're gonna regret later
Yeah.
because they'll saturate us with more.
Yeah, he's not. I mean, he's not bad. Like I said, I liked him better than
No.
I thought. Wasn't even going to buy him, but I do like the color palette, and I do like the mask, the
Oh,
head. So
I'll tell you what I use mine for. And it's I said in my video I didn't want to troop build this, and I still don't unless I find it on a clearance sale at some point months from now. Um, I'm just gonna build my bloodhounds out of it, or major bloodhounds out of
okay,
this figure. Like I'm just gonna use that as the representation of having a squad of blood support guys, right? They don't look bad next to the brown one, the original blood.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they look good. I've got them with Copperhead and Shadow Tracker and Crocmaster.
Yeah, Crocmaster's another one he looks stellar with. Crocmaster and Copperhead. And that guy, yeah, they look like they all hang out together for sure.
They look like they all go to the gym together. They
Yeah.
spot each other. All right, let's get out of here. What do you got coming up over on the Crusty Old Crow Network?
I am gonna finish my Crow Street row houses and hopefully I don't know, man. I like I said, I've got the Gridiron M113 ordered and coming at some point. I've got the Fans Hobby whatever Locust on order. I've got the Hiss. I've got the Snowcat. Everything is on order. I don't know when we're going to get new figures to review. So I am going to keep busy with content. And if I find something, yeah, I won't, I've got to resist buying it for being frivolous just because I need to be okay if I go a week without a video. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I believe me, I know what you mean. I've
Yeah.
been I've been about 3, I think, so I know what you mean. I
Yeah.
just hadn't
But
got anything.
I mean, and that's just it. That's why I'm like, I gotta build something or come up with a list or something. It's me going, I need to put some love in the channel at some point, but man, it's kind of slim pickings out here, guys.
Yeah, it is, especially when you're budgeting and crunching. It's definitely slim pickings. Um,
Yeah.
um,
What about you?
I've got
What do you got coming up?
I am working on the next installment of Cobra News now. Started writing it, mentioned that. It's going to be a bit before it comes out. I got to get it written and then start doing pictures. So it is in the works. I'll be back next Wednesday with Pop Blender for Sevens Wild. Got a couple of things I'm thinking about doing a topical video on. Hopefully might work on that this weekend. I'm off Monday. Martin Luther King Day is next Monday, so we got Monday off. So hopefully I'll be able to get some channel-y stuff done. Other than that, the only thing I was going to mention was Fring Viper is in full swing. He's at his first stop now. So
Wow,
he's
here we
not
go.
not in on it. Once in on it, let me know.
You'll just have to give me some time to let me know when he's on my way, so I can refine my ideas and not take too long with him. We'll see if we can get Ring Viper moving faster than Tuco in some areas.
Yeah, I don't have any timeline goal expectations with him this year. Like a wound up with last time. So I've already have a plan in place for that. So hopefully won't be too strict on that this year, but he is going, he is around, and I've got a pretty good list of folks that are interested in doing it this year, and over half of them are people that were not involved in Tuco. So have some fresh faces with Fring Viper.
Nice. Wow.
All right, y'all, we're going to get out of here. 19 of you, if you don't mind, hit that like on the way out. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. If you are on the replay on my channel or Crow's. And thank you for joining the Backyard Battlefield. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thanks very much, guys. Good night.